It is Tuesday, October 28th. It is time to get in the weeds. I'm Jeremy Lambert. That is SP3. And shout out to anyone who stayed up until 3 a.m. watching that baseball game last night. Like myself did. I know John Alba was still up. I know Sean Ross Sapp was still up. Us East Coasters, didn't matter. Stayed up. Went through we got a whole extra game. SP3. They went 18 innings, a full extra game. I was up late. Bless my wife for saying you were sleeping in this morning. I'm turning off your alarm. Usually I get up, help with the kids and everything, get the kids to school. She's like, no, she snuck in and it turned off the alarm. And I woke up and it was later than usual. And I'm like, did my alarm go off? Did you turn it off? She's like, yes, I turned it off. I saw how late you were up till, so I turned it off. I was like, oh, thank you. I'm going back to bed now. How are you doing, SP3?
I am doing much better because I got a full night's sleep and I watched the highlights this morning.
Wow, fake fan, fake baseball fan. I don't even think you claim to be a baseball fan.
Yeah,
But fake
I don't
baseball
claim it.
fan.
It's fine. This is no, you're not insulting me at all. I am a fake baseball. I'm a Yankee fan. I'm not a baseball fan, but I am a Yankee fan first. But yes, I am glad to be here. I had a not the busiest weekend. I mean, for Saturday, Sunday I had the flagship podcast and talked about Halloween Havoc, and yesterday I talked about Halloween Havoc over on the last channel, but not the busiest weekend in comparison to all the other weekends we've had here. And I've been enjoying some sports, but not baseball, even though go Dodgers. I am rooting for the Dodgers because it's LA all day. But Jeremy, you know what today is?
Tuesday, October 28th.
It's a special day, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025.
My hand just disappeared.
Because the sermons are back, baby. I don't care.
They lost last night.
I don't care. I don't care about that L last night, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to talk about the weekend. You know, I've already suggested, ladies and gentlemen of the congregation, I've already suggested to our brother, Jeremy Lambert, that I should be on the show, at least on a Monday or a Friday, because there'd be a lot of stuff for us to enjoy. You could have got the sermon on Monday, but he decided to get on Tuesday because this is the first time I'm on this channel again on a Tuesday, and it's fight for overbook, and we here for a sermon. Make a nation. We are here. It's 2025. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new season for the Los Angeles Lakers. And we started off slow in that first game. But, my ladies and gentlemen, we came back hard in that second game, and we got vengeance. Because sometimes the Lord doesn't like revenge. Revenge is a bad thing. You shouldn't seek vengeance in your heart. It only creates hatred and despair. But if you are going to have vengeance in your heart, you need to get it done and get it out the way as soon as humanly possible. And that is what our brother Luka Doncic did on Friday night. He got some vengeance out of his heart on Anthony Edwards, on the Minnesota Timberwolves, on former Laker Gray, Julius Randle, on Rudy Gobert, on Jalen McDaniels. He played the game that we've been waiting for him to play. They even gave him the opportunity to drop the 5-0, but he missed the free throw. But Luka Doncic showed the world what he is capable of. Not just on the offensive end of the court, but on the defensive end of the court. Luka Doncic, with the weight loss, he's looking good on defense. He's switching position. His spin move is on point. It's faster. He is looking like a beast. But, ladies and gentlemen of the congregation, on October 28th, 2025, we must look into the Bible. And we must read a scripture. We must read a verse from the Bible. Are y'all ready? We're going to read a verse, and it's about rest and relaxation, ladies and gentlemen. It's about rest because the Bible talks about rest. Oh, yes, it does, Brother Jeremy. It talks about rest. Matthew 11, 28 through 30. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. You see, what the lesson we're trying to learn here is sometimes you must give rest to your brothers and sisters. And that's what J.J. Redick and the Los Angeles Lakers did to our brother Luka Doncic after he spent all his power to get all of that revenge out of his soul. He needs to repair and rebuild. So you know what to do. When a brother needs to rest, his brothers and sisters must pick up the mantle. And you know what Austin Reeves did? The white chocolate of the 2025. The white chocolate of the 21st century. The white mamba. Austin Reeves, you know what he did? He dropped a 5-1, the 51. Oh, Nelly. He dropped a 51 piece on a Sunday night. And your brothers and sisters, I knew what was going to happen. I went on the betting apps because it's okay. It's okay. God says that it is okay to root and to find interest in other parts of your life. So I'm just finding another interest in sports by doing sports betting. That's all I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen. You know, don't tell my missus. But, ladies and gentlemen, I knew Austin Reeves would know to pick up the mantle, pick up the torch, and run with it. And he dropped a 54, Luka. Luka couldn't get it done. He missed one free throw, and that was it. He was taken out of the game on Friday night. But on Sunday, Austin Reeves, he dropped a 51 piece. Barbecue chicken on no asses. Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely because, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it was like Peter with Jesus. Jeremy Lambert denied 3 times Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves said, I'm going to walk on water and I'm going to raise the dead. And I'm going to raise the Los Angeles Lakers. And DeAndre Ayton was having a good game on that night. Rui Hachimura was back on Friday night with Luka Doncic. The Lakers is back, baby. We take the loss. It is fine last night. We'll take the loss. It's a second of a back-to-back. It is fine. It's early in the season. We are here to regroup. But I wanted to give y'all a sermon because we saw something special this weekend. We saw something special. 49 from Luka, 51 from Austin Reeves. Laker Nation, we must believe. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. The 2-2 Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations to them. You know who hasn't lost the game? SV3. Somehow the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls haven't lost the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know how that's happened, but somehow the Chicago Bulls haven't lost the game. And good timing. My lovely wife brought me some water. The 2025 NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder, have not lost the game. God knows we've tried.
The team I picked 2 years in a row.
God knows we've tried to lose some games. We tried to lose 2 games in double overtime, and we were trying really hard to lose to the Mavericks last night, blowing a 20-point lead in the 4th quarter, but managed to get it done, managed to hold on, still undefeated. Might lose tonight to the Kings because back-to-back. I don't know if Chet's going to play. I'm not watching. This is the first game I will be missing all season, so I won't be watching it. So if they lose, everyone can blame me because it would be the first game that I have not watched. Or you can blame my kids because they're taking me to a Playboi Carti concert, and so that's their fault, not my fault that I'm missing the game.
Like
so if we lose, was that Playboi Carti?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I just know him for his ad libs. I don't know his music. Did you know? Because I've been doing research on music because of our conversation about Osama's son.
Oh boy!
Did you know NBA YoungBoy has more multi-platinum hit singles than Michael Jackson and Taylor Swift?
That's not a real stat.
It is a real stat. It is a real. I looked it up.
Like by what metric?
Multi-platinum hit songs.
I can't name you a single.
Me either.
Song.
Me either.
He's
Young boy.
I thought
YB.
I thought he was a social media influencer when he first came out. I was like, who is this NBA young boy? He just like tweets about the NBA. All right, cool. Like there's plenty of people who some people are very funny, so it's fine. But like, who is this? And then I found out he's a rapper, and I'm like, huh? I don't know a single song that he has. If you played me some, I would not be able to identify it. And yeah, if you told me this is what he does, I have no idea. I don't know what an NBA young boy is. I mean, Cooper Flag, that's an NBA young boy, right?
Cooper Flag is an NBA young boy.
Yeah, it's like the New Japan Dojo, like the young boys. You know what I'm saying? The young lions. That's like Cooper, like the rookies can be NBA young boys. You know what I mean?
It's VJ Edgecombe. NBA
VJ Edgecombe, yeah. Cooper Flag got dusted up by Inoki and Tanahashi and Okada last night because Lou Dort and Case and Wallace had that man in hell. 2 points for the number 1 overall pick. That's what that defense will do to you. They were Inoki slapping that bitch all around there last night. Of course, PJ Washington had to go off because always PJ Washington. Anthony Davis had a good game. Good on him. Somebody else was like, oh, of course this guy's just like hitting shots. You score like 5 points all season, and all of a sudden you have 20 against the Thunder. I don't understand it at all, but still got the
Everybody goes off. Everybody steps up for the champs.
That's how it goes, you know? Yeah, we ain't got Dub, we ain't got Caruso. We're missing some key pieces. Shea was weird last night. I don't know what he was doing last night. He's just... It felt like he was like, we're up 20 in the fourth. Let me just like chill. It's like, Shea, what are we doing? Finish these dudes. I'm tired of losing to the Mavs.
Shea got to keep his head on a swivel, man. His top 2 best players in the league spot might be getting taken away this year.
By who?
Wembanyama.
Oh, okay, fair. I'll give that
It is Wemby time, ladies and gentlemen. We have entered the Wemby era. This has been ridiculous. This opening 4 games of the season.
I'm trying to like talk myself into he's played some bad teams because they've played some bad teams. The Raptors aren't good. The Nets aren't good. The Mavericks, especially their first game, that's a mismatched team anyway, and I don't know how great they're going to be. And then they beat somebody else who I don't think was very good. So they haven't really like played anybody great yet. But at the same time, I'm like, you ain't doing anything against this guy. Just good luck. No. Just good luck out there. I am curious against them when they actually do play a good team, but still. Good luck with that guy.
I just see what he's offering. It doesn't matter if it's a bad team, good team. What he's doing so far to open the season. That is what's been the stuff that is like. I'm like, oh, okay, it's something to talk about. The Spurs overall being 4-0. Yeah, that comes down to playing bad teams. But Wembanyama, the combination of size, skill, ability, and speed that he has is unlike anything you've ever seen on a basketball court.
Yeah. I mean, he's amazing. I don't know what you're supposed to do against that guy. Just good luck. Hope the rest of the team sucks because, I don't know what you're doing against him. It's a long season. I'm not overreacting to 4 games. People are talking about Cooper Flag and everything. People want to call him a bust after 1 or 2. Like he's 4 games into his career. What are we talking about here? He's not only 4 games into his career. Like he's 4 games into his career on a team that just doesn't suit what he does well. Because they don't have any guards. Like watching the Mavs last night, like credit to them coming back in the fourth quarter and everything because OKC was just screwing around and then the Mavs were like hitting shots. The first 3 quarters, that team's awful. Like they have no guard play. D'Angelo Russell, thank God D'Angelo Russell's on that team because when he shot the ball in the clutch, I was like, oh, we're good. We're okay here. Take your 3, D'Angelo Russell. We're good. I don't want PJ Washington shooting. I don't want Clay shooting. I don't think Clay had a good game, but he's going to forever scar me. I want Clay shooting. Even Anthony Davis, I don't want him shooting the ball. There was some dude who, I can't remember who it was, who was hitting shots last night, who again will never score another point in the league. He was like hitting threes. I was like, oh man. But D'Angelo Russell coming off the screen, I was like, oh yeah, please come on, pull up from three right here. And he did. I was like, yeah, we're good right here. And he missed.
D'Lo has one of those in him every single game or any single quarter. It seems like.
VJ Edgecombe looked great. I have been watching the Sixers. That's been a fun team. Embiid's kind of healthy, but also not healthy. I don't know what that team looks like. I was texting with Sammer, and I was like, I don't know what that team looks like when Paul George returns, because I don't know where he fits. They're playing fast. They're playing fun. Maxey's amazing.
He's been amazing so far this season.
He's been great to start the season. VJ Edgecombe looks really good. I'm like, why is Paul George going to take shots? What do we need Paul George for to take these shots? And they're paying him like $40 million. So like you gotta play him. Yeah. So I don't know where Paul George fits. That's going to be an interesting team when Paul George returns, because if Paul George can like set ego aside and be like, yeah, whatever you need, I'll defend, I'll get some open looks from three, and I'll just kind of plug in that way, then it could work. But if Paul George is like, you're paying me $40 million, give me the ball, let me ISO, let me get my shots up, then you might be in a little bit of trouble, because I would not be taking the ball out of Maxey's hands. I wouldn't even be taking the ball out of Edgecombe's hands. And Embiid's still going to need his touches when he continues to ramp up and everything. But credit to the Sixers. They've played really well to start. We mentioned the Bulls. They've played really well to start. I don't know if it's sustainable for these teams, because I don't know how good they're going to be overall, but they're off to a good start. And that's all you can do. You can only play the games you've played, and you only play the teams in front of you. And they've been winning. So credit to them.
We are a week in, so this is, we don't have a large sample size, but yeah, these are the teams that have played well so far.
Utah's playing great. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
And this is how you know it's like, all right, it's kind of early. Like Utah.
Still early.
I don't think it's sustainable for them, but
no.
Hey, you got to win these games early and be okay. And then there's teams that are just kind of suck. And they're just like bad. Yeah,
the Nets are not winning 15 games. I will say it now. They are
15. I don't know if they're going to win 10.
I think they will win 10, but they won't win 15.
That team sucks, man. That's an awful, awful team. And we knew they were going to be bad, but I didn't know if they were going to be this bad. Like
I said this. I've said this since last year. I thought they were going to be this bad last year.
Yeah.
They were bad, but they weren't this bad. But
it's a young team. Like, in fairness, it's a very young team. Like Michael Porter Jr. might be like the oldest player on the team. They just got a bunch of offensive dudes. Like Cam Thomas ain't gonna stop anybody. He'll get you 50 on any given night, but he ain't playing defense. They just got a bunch of young players who like to just like, they're kind of fun because they just go out and shoot and they don't play defense. So you get like really high scoring games. So it's kind of fun. But yeah, that's a bad team.
Hey, they gave Wemby a major highlight when he faced them. that whole defensive play where he blocks the shot. He blocks the shot twice, gets the rebound, then dribbles down the court and hits a 30-foot three.
That was nasty. That dude. Oh, I'm scared of that dude. I'm so scared of him. And the Nets aren't good. The Pelicans are 0-3, and it feels like they should not be 0-3, but they are. I feel like that team's still a little bit better than 0-3. They're clearly not good. Like that loss last night to the Celtics was terrible because they played competitive games before that. They were close against the Spurs. That game went to overtime. They were close against the Grizzlies. Like that was a competitive game. And then they just got blown out by the Celtics, who hadn't won a game either. Like the Celtics had played close games too. The Celtics are a little bit better than their record, but you can't get blown out against them. Yeah, that wasn't great from the Pelicans. They're 0-3. The Mavericks haven't played well. The Suns aren't good, but I still have.
And we knew this. We did know this.
They're gonna have a good defense. Okay, their defense is gonna turn it around, according to their owner. It's gonna be turned around. Don't worry about it. I feel good about my Timberwolves aren't as good as everyone thinks they are, because
it's too early. It's still early.
It is still early, but they ain't got no health issues. Like this is their team, and
They did this last year. I'm not taking anything into account.
West is better this year.
Yeah, West is better this year. I think they're going to do the same thing they did last year.
Okay. Like, they're a playoff team. I'm not dismissing them as a playoff team. They're a playoff team, but I feel good about them, like, not being as good as they were, because it was a little rough out there. Got a couple super chats. Mind you, everybody, we're 5 minutes away from Erick Stevens, hopefully joining us at 10:30. Get your super chats in. Get your question, comment, statement right on there. Leave a thumbs up on the video out here. We appreciate that. That helps us. Subscribe to the channel. Come on, where's the firework? There we go. Subscribe to the channel. That helps us out. Check out all the clips that we've been doing. Check out all the shorts that we've been doing. Trying to get multiples up of those every single day. We got a super chat from Volub, who says RDC World made it, so every time I see Wemby, I just end up saying oi oi. There you go.
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
Ryan says, my Bulls are undefeated, enjoying it while I can. They're playing defense, and that's where, you gotta give it to them, because that's a team that on paper isn't a good defensive team, and they're actually playing some defense. And like, their offense has always like kind of been there with their roster. Kobe White can score, Bazilis can score, Giddey gives you a little bit of everything. I like Ao Dusmau. Who else is on that? Trey Jones has been great on that.
They're actually a lot deeper than we gave them credit for. They have a bunch of players that are at least passable. They're at least playable. They're actually NBA players on that team. So, yeah, I think they will have, like I said, I thought they were going to be a play-in team. I think they are still going to be a play-in team until anything further. I think we have to get like a month or so into the season for me to get like a better sample size to be like, okay, yeah, they have a lot more talent than I gave them credit for.
I mean, they've beaten 3 playoff teams, though. They beat Atlanta, they beat Detroit, and
that Atlanta win was really good.
And they beat Orlando, and Louis out on Orlando. He's cowardly and dropping Orlando
after like 3-4 games. He's out on.
All right. We do have a guest. He is here. He has arrived. He's a longtime veteran in the world of wrestling. He faced Roderick Strong, I think technically 2 weeks ago at DPW Super Battle, but it just aired this past week. You know him from ROH. You might know him from Twitter. You know him from around the independent scene nowadays. We're blessed to welcome the one, the only, Erick Stevens. Erick, how you doing, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Doing well. Are you a basketball fan?
I'm a fan of all sports, like a tertiary basketball fan. I get into it during the playoffs. I don't really have a team, but my son is fanatical. He just kind of discovered basketball over the last couple of years. He's unfortunately got into he's a Golden State Warriors fan.
Oh,
and so I told him, I know I had to tell him you got in a little bit late on that one, but he's really a devout fan, and I appreciate that. He knows that I like LeBron, so he always likes to, get on me when they beat the Lakers. And I'm like, I don't really care, man. But that's his thing. But I like basketball. I love football. Football is my sport. So,
okay.
But I do enjoy basketball. I was more of a 90s, early 2000s basketball guy,
Is that a Bulls shirt? Is that a?
I'm older, yeah. So I always go, are you a Bulls fan? I go, no, man, I just love basketball, and especially in the 90s and early 2000s. So that was my era. So I just like sports in general. I don't watch baseball, but I appreciate baseball. My son seems to like it too. I showed him the clip of Freddie Freeman's walk off last night, and that pop in wrestling terms is nothing like it on a walk off World Series home run. Nothing like it.
Yeah, I don't care about baseball, and then so we're technically a morning wrestling show, but as you can tell, we like sports and a lot of bit of everything. We're gonna talk Love Is Blind. I know you're a Love Is Blind fan as well.
Yes.
So
I love trash TV and just trash reality.
Oh,
yes.
You came to the right show.
Yes,
awesome.
we love our trash reality show, so we're gonna talk about that as well. But yeah, like World Series, I don't care. I don't rooting interest, but I like watching history. I like watching good teams play, so I'll stay up till 3 a.m. to watch 18 innings out here. All right, let's talk.
It's hard to articulate. I'm not to go off on the sports tangent.
No.
Like trying to explain to my son why Shohei Ohtani is so insane. Like he doesn't understand. But I'm like, you don't get it. Like this dude. I mean, kind of to put in basketball terms, it's kind of like Wemby. Like Wemby is
Yeah.
a unicorn. Shohei's a unicorn. Like these guys, they didn't exist until right now. Like you're one of one. It's crazy. So it's a very fun time to be a sports fan, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's a great comparison too, because we were just talking about Wemby, how we never seen a guy who's 7'3" with that speed, with that skill on the court, and then Ohtani setting a record for 9 times on base in a playoff game, and he's then pitching today.
Yeah,
like,
why not?
I've never seen anything like this in baseball.
Like Wemby, that clip a couple of days ago where he does 2 blocks and then takes the 3 from Steph Curry
against the
range,
Nets.
drains it. I'm like, yo, what? That's not supposed to happen. So it's really fun, really fascinating time to be a sports fan.
Who's your football team?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm born and raised a Bucs fan. I've been with them through good and through bad, through creamsicle and through pewter. And my son is a Bucs fan as well. He's spoiled because he was born into decent times. We kind of sucked when he was little, and then as soon as he started watching and like knowing what was going on, we won a Super Bowl. I'm like, you don't even get to pay. You don't have to pay your dues, man. Like, you don't understand. Like, we won our first Super Bowl when I was a kid. I went through some hard times, some real hard seasons. So it felt a lot more gratifying, but it was awesome because I got to see that Super Bowl win with my dad and with my son. So all 3 generations of Bucs fans. Never thought I'd get to that chance, and big ups to TB12 for that one.
Nice. Yeah, the kids who were just like a team immediately, and it's like, oh, and they're just good. Like the kids who were Patriots fans when Brady's winning 7 Super Bowls and everything's like, y'all don't, like, as Dusty wrote, y'all don't know hard times.
Yeah, or like Chiefs fans.
Yeah, Chiefs fans nowadays.
Like you didn't have to go through like Tyler Thigpen or even like Alex Smith or any of those guys. Like you just got Patrick Mahomes. Like how spoiled can you be?
Yeah.
My friend's a Chiefs fan, and we're about the same age, and so like he actually went through all the tough times. Like, all right, I can respect that. Then his kid's a Chiefs fan. It's like she's just won a Super Bowl every year. She doesn't get it. That's not real fandom out here.
You don't understand how it works for the rest of us. So.
Yes. So we got a little bit of a rivalry, me and you, Eric. I'm a Panthers fan, and the Panthers are terrible. We've been terrible for years. But same division. There was some good battles back in the day. Not so much nowadays.
Do you buy this narrative that Saints fans love to spin where they go, the Bucs aren't our rivals. We only hate the Falcons. I don't believe in that at all. I hate every team in my division.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I hated everybody else in the NFC Central. I hated Detroit. I hated Minnesota. I hated Chicago. I hated Green Bay. Hated them all. And now I hate the Panthers. And I have to explain to my son, I'm like, when I say hate, I don't want Bryce Young to break his leg. And if he got hurt, I wouldn't cheer. I'd be sad for him. However, when they got blown out by the Bills, I smile. When the Falcons get dog walked by the Dolphins, I laugh. And I was like, I don't even care. We could lose to the Saints today and I'd still be happy. But I know it's we definitely got our ass whipped a fair share of times. The fact that I even named my son Cam was a small miracle because I had some PTSD. I had some PTSD with Cam. I hated Cam Newton, dude. He owned us. Drew Brees owned us. I mean, even Jake Delhomme owned us. So it's like, we had a lot of years of getting being the jobbers of the division. So it's all cyclical. Our time will come back around again. You guys will get good. That's how sports goes.
See, I hate the Bucs because they are division rivalry, so I don't like anybody in the division, like you mentioned. I'll have a rooting interest in Baker because I think the Panthers did him wrong, didn't really give him a chance. And my wife's a Cleveland fan, and so she went through all of that, and she is like, she's like, I'm glad Baker got away from this town. Like, he deserved so much better than that. But she's like, the Browns did him bad because they wanted to pay Deshaun a bunch of money, and then he turned out to be a terrible person on top of a terrible quarterback. And she's like, I will root for Baker as well. So I'm like, yeah, same. I think the Panthers kind of didn't do him great. So I like seeing Baker succeed, even if it does mean the Bucs succeeding.
He's America's quarterback, It's hard not to root for. My good friend, Dominique Guarini, one half of the best team in independent wrestling, is a Browns diehard. Yeah. And when Baker started to get, started on his run, I said, man, don't you hate to see this? He goes, no, because I knew that Baker would never succeed in the Cleveland Browns organization. And there's just certain organizations where a player is not going to flourish. I mean, Saquon had some good years, but he was never going to do anything significant with the Giants. So he went to the Eagles. He was put in a position to do better. And, you see that in wrestling all the time. Guys in WWE, they don't get a chance, or they're not put in the right program, and then they go to AEW and they flourish, and vice versa. That's just the way things go, and not every athlete is going to succeed in every organization or every place they're at. So, Patrick Mahomes gets drafted by the Bears. I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, much different player there. We love Guarini. He's been on the show multiple times. He's another Ohio guy. I live in Ohio, unfortunately.
Okay.
The place.
My parents are from Ohio. I spent a lot of time in AAW, so I have some fond. I have an affinity for Ohio, certain parts of it, anyways. Sure, but I can see how it would get old.
Yeah, if you're visiting, it's fine, but living here, it's a different story. All right, let's talk a little bit of wrestling, because we got Trash TV to talk
sports
about
all day
as well.
Oh
yeah, for sure. So we tell this to people. The link doesn't change. If you ever just want to pop on and bullshit about sports, the link I sent you, pop on anytime. We're live Monday through Friday, 10 to 12. So if you ever just want to get banter about sports and reality television with us, you're more than welcome to join us. Wrestling, you were back in the ring with Roderick Strong a couple weeks ago. I think everyone knows how good Roderick Strong is. You see it all the time. You see a lot of praise for him. But being in the ring with him, what is it about him that's oh yeah, this guy's different, that people might not quite understand, even if they do understand how good he is?
I know I'm biased, but when people talk about Roderick and they ask me what makes him different, I've always said the same thing about him. And just recently, I don't know why I took this long, people have started to notice this, but the gas tank is one thing, but the consistency of effort and performance and what he puts out in the ring, his output has not changed since day one. He's just always been a guy who goes 100%, really, really dedicated to his in-ring ability and his conditioning. And so, that's a guy that you cannot take. There's no nights off. There's never been a night off with Roddy. And I think when him and I get together, there's definitely never a situation where we're let's take it easy tonight. We're going to beat each other's ass. That's what we do. And we saw on DPW, that's what we did. And the fans tend to enjoy that kind of thing. And that's really my flavor of wrestling. Roddy's favorite flavor of wrestling is that physical style. And he's very physical. He has almost bottomless gas tank, and that's a dangerous combination.
So I've been following you for years. I'm an old school Hammerstein Ballroom Mark from Ring of Honor in the aughts. So I was in the building when you beat Roderick for the FIP championship at Ring of Honor Final Battle 2007. How do you look back on all those battles that you had with Roderick and FIP and Ring of Honor now years ago before you stepped in the ring with him over the last 2 weeks?
I'm really flattered that people still bring up our feud and they still talk about it to this day, because the way wrestling goes nowadays, there's just so much wrestling, and it's so easy to forget about even the good stuff just because there's tons of content. There's hundreds of hours of content seemingly every week, and so that people still bring that up is very flattering. But I have to say that it's a shame that a lot of our best matches happen in FIP because nobody sees them. Barely anybody saw them back then, so it's even harder to see them now. I really do think that for as much love as the Ring of Honor matches got, there was, for example, there was a last man standing match we had in Crystal River that was probably the most physical match we ever had. I remember I was so beat up. I got sick the next day. My body just shut down. We killed each other. We had a dog collar match. We had a couple, one-off. Obviously we had the redefined match in Crystal River that everybody talks about, which is, I think, probably the best match we ever had. And of course, that was what ignited the feud. That Hammerstein match was a great one in terms of the memories of it, because when I pinned him, the pop was so crazy. I remember that still vividly to this day, because I was still really relatively new, having a hard time getting over, and I didn't know how they would respond to me succeeding, and it was good. It was a great moment for me. And Tiger Driver on the ramp sucked ass, but that's if you're gonna beat Roddy, you're gonna have to take your lumps. So, but I looked back very fondly on that, and I think that our match in DPW a couple weeks ago was a fine bookend. It was two guys at completely different stages of their lives and careers, and it was important that we had a match that we could be proud of to finish, to put a capper on that, because we didn't really get, just for the same reason I came back in 2019. I didn't feel like I put a good bookend on my career. I didn't feel satisfied with that. Similarly, with our feud, we never got that. We got the big last match in Ring of Honor, but we didn't get to put a period on that long story. And so this was our chance to close the book definitively. Maybe someday we'll be like, have white hair and just be all saggy and chopping each other in the ring somewhere, but I doubt it. We're smarter than that. So it's nice to go out on top, and DPW fans, the organization, it was it was just the perfect place to do it, and it was a great night.
We've had multiple DPW wrestlers on throughout the years since they've existed, and Greeny being one of them, Kevin Koo being another, and they always say like this is big ROH vibes. And for someone who was there in ROH at kind of when the roster was kind of at its peak, and then being there this past year, like what would you say is kind of the same and different with the two companies?
I said it before, and it wasn't me just blowing smoke, but the reason I wouldn't have come back if DPW did not exist, because I watched their shows and I got the feeling that I got when I used to watch Ring of Honor before I was there. It had the same vibe. It's hard to explain, but if you watch it, you watched Ring of Honor in the 2000s, you kind of get what I'm saying. And so I looked at them as almost a spiritual successor to Ring of Honor, because a lot of companies have tried, but none of them have really captured that feeling. And for me to see these shows and to get that feeling, I was like, that's where I want to be. And luckily things worked out, and I could not think of a better place to, have a legacy defining run, in my opinion, than DPW.
So I actually discovered you on Twitter a couple of like a year and a half ago, and I just really got was blown away, because first of all, I just saw you as like a wrestling fan. Then I clicked on your picture and I was like, oh my god, that's Erick Stevens. So how important was that, kind of your interactions on social media with like fans and hearing all the memories fans have from your career, and then getting kind of exposed to different parts of professional wrestling currently? How important was that to your coming back to professional wrestling?
Twitter's a double-edged sword, I think, and that's putting it lightly. It gives you so many opportunities to be exposed to new types of wrestling and fans, for better or for worse. But on the flip side of it, it could be bad for you if you don't know how to handle it. And I have no problem saying that I've done a lot of growing up on Twitter. When I got on the app originally, I had some serious crash outs. And look, not to make excuses, but everybody got a little weird during COVID, right? But I used to get in arguments with people. I used to troll people, and I guess because I was newer to the platform. I'm just too old to be acting like that to begin with. But I was newer to the platform. I don't know. I get a temper, and sometimes I let my temper get the best of me. I've done a lot of work on myself over the years, and I don't feel the desire to engage in vitriol these days. So, as a wrestling fan, first and foremost, before anything else, I try to focus on the positive. I try to look at I try to promote what I enjoy. Like, I don't see the point in retweeting something to crap on it unless you're trying to, pay your rent with the Twitter dollars. You know what I mean? There's a lot of grifters out there who make their name and their money off of negativity. And I can't deal with that because it just doesn't feel good. Like it weighs on your conscience, it weighs on your soul. It's just not fun. Like your mental health is very important to me. And if you're just constantly putting out negativity, it's going to weigh on you. So like I said, I know it sounds cheesy, but I focus on the positive and what I like about wrestling because there's a lot of great stuff, a lot of things that we should be excited about in pro wrestling today. And we shouldn't amplify the voices who only focus on the negative and about how it used to be or how it should be. And I think as you know, as a veteran of the business, I owe it to the next generation to lead by example. I cannot act a certain way and then tell somebody to do, you know, something that isn't my style. And so I see a lot of wrestlers these days. How do I put this? Stepping on their own toes. And if I can give any piece of advice, I would just say, don't argue with fans on Twitter. And really, the simplest way to go about Twitter is just promote your shows, post cool clips of yourself, post your promos, and keep it moving. If you want to talk about your personal interests, that's fine. But with Twitter, it's, you know the classic, I like pancakes. Oh, so you hate waffles? Like, you can't talk about anything without somebody getting mad. So it's if you want to be an activist, that's on you. Sometimes like Twitter can just be such a toxic place that I just like to talk about wrestling, and I like to focus on the positives and the things that I enjoy, things that make me feel good, and then go back to my regular life.
Who are some guys, speaking of kind of current generation and guys you might have like your eye on, who's some guys today that you're like, all right, this guy has it, as long as he just kind of stays on a good path here, we'll probably be seeing him on television soon enough?
Once again, this is going to come off as biased, but like the DPW roster, there's so many guys in there and girls that I think are, the future of the sport. Adam Priest,
love Adam,
despite his attitude issues. Just an incredible talent. Trevor Lee, he's proven by going to WWE and performing at that level, then coming back to the Indies. We know he's got all the skill in the world. Once again, attitude issues, but just a stud. I mean, LeBron Cozone. Every time I talk about him, I just end up saying the same thing. He's built like a Greek statue. He is just like the prototypical ace. He's another stud. Who else? I mean, the tag team division, Miracle Generation, is incredible. Man, I can go on and talk about. You just name people off, and I'd be like, oh yeah, they're good. It's just Manny Lowe. Once again, I keep naming all these assholes, but they are good. They are. Manny Lowe is a dickhead, but he's the future to me. And I got we got to watch him and Leon tangle, and it was like it's like watching the future. Like in the same ring. So hopefully he gets his head sorted out. Hopefully he gets his mind right. But he's got all the physical tools.
So we always hear that a lot of wrestlers like learn certain things along the way and get better with age. So what would you say is like the one thing in the ring now that you get a lot more than you did back in like the early aughts or early 2010s?
I've always been kind of a late bloomer. Like when I played football in high school, I played offensive line. I was like, I was a pulling guard. So I used to just go 100%, just run as fast as I could, just try to like destroy, just blow these defensive ends up or these linebackers up. And I realized that like after watching football a couple of years after that, I'm like, oh, the point of it is to keep your feet, hit that guy, chip him, and then work to the next level so you can block more than one guy. Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Like the footwork things, I'm like, I watch all these offensive linemen and I'm like, oh, footwork's important. These things. I was just trying to hit dudes as hard as I could. And to put that in wrestling terms, it's largely the same thing. If you're wrestling regularly, like a lot of these indie guys are now, you're wrestling a couple times a week, you can't do certain things and expect it to not bite you in the ass at some point down the line. I say it all the time. They go, oh, nothing hurts. I go, nothing hurts right now, not, and nothing hurts. Nothing hurts until it does. So I've learned to take my recovery more seriously, to take less risks, to take, I guess I would say take smarter chances in the ring, more high percentage looks in sports terms, less swinging for the fences all the time. But it's just one of those things that, having time away from wrestling helps out a lot, because you watch wrestling and you get a better idea of the kind of wrestler that you want to be. You see stuff you like, stuff you don't like, and then you work from there. But it has helped a lot for me to take a step back, and it's helped me even more to work at the dark arts school with the young kids, the kids who are just getting their feet wet in the sport, and seeing it from their perspective. Kind of like when I watch Disney movies with my kids, it's like seeing Disney movies through the lens of your children is much different. You find it's a lot more enjoyable. So just like with wrestling, when I see it through the lens, not of the bitter, jaded veteran, but of the new kid who just wants to make a living, who wants to, succeed in the sport, it's enlightening for sure.
You mentioned things hurting. You mentioned the bump against Roddy years ago with Tiger Driver on the ramp and everything. Is that the worst bump you've taken? If not, what is?
That belly to back on the guardrail was probably top 5 with me and Roddy anyways. That shit hurt. So you don't see it in the clip, but first of all, I hit my spine on the back, on the guardrail, which is horrible to begin with. And then I spill into the crowd and land on the back of my head. So I smack my head on the ground. My back hurts. My head hurts. There's a little blood coming out. And that sucked. But, there's been a lot of the stuff that you wouldn't think hurts that bad always hurts the worst. I tell people this all the time. There's nothing in pro wrestling, my least favorite thing ever is when you take a back body drop and you over rotate and your feet hit first, and it's like a car wreck. It's the worst. I'll say that anything Morishima did was probably like top 10 all time for me. He's like wrestling a bear, pretty much. And the bear was so nice in the backstage area. I don't know what happened when we got in the ring. He's such a well-mannered, polite, shy bear. And then I get out in the ring and he's trying to rip my head off. It sucks, Nigel's lariats always were horrible. God, they were horrible. One time, Danielson kicked me in the back so hard that I lost feeling in my legs. So that was, I don't know if I could classify that as pain, but I was like, did you just paralyze me? But he just hit. You get hit. If you get hit in the spine in a certain area, it kind of does a little nerve thing. You're like when you hit your funny bone, right? Except it's down into your toes. And you're like, oh God, is this it? No, I was fine now. He just kicked the shit out of me. But yeah, so like I've forgotten half of the worst bumps I've ever taken. But it's not a sport for people who aren't resilient. It's a sport for gritty people, and it's just part of. And I've tried to explain this to my wife all the time. She's always so scared for me. I go, you got to understand, this is just one of those things that like when I got dumped on my head, I bounced off the guardrail into my head. She's like, were you scared? I go, no, absolutely not. I had a match to win. There's no room for that fear in that moment. So adrenaline is very, very powerful, and I'm just glad I can keep doing this. A lot of 43-year-olds these days, can't even tie their shoes. So I'm pretty psyched. I'm pretty psyched about this.
Okay, I do have a quick follow up on Bryan Danielson, since you've wrestled, shared a locker room with him. Did he talk about flaccid penises back in the day as well?
Oh my God! So here's I've shared this with a lot of people. Bryan is not a mean person. He's not mean spirited. He's not evil. However, I've never met anybody who gets off on making people uncomfortable like this guy. So if he knows there's something that kind of pisses you off or gets your goat, he's gonna hammer it, and he will. So that the flaccid penis conversation, I guarantee you, I wasn't there for it, but I guarantee you, he noticed somebody getting uncomfortable when he was talking about it. So that just it's like a shark smelling blood in the water. Like that's his drug. So he's just gonna keep doing it. And I've seen him do it. I mean, to so many people in the locker room. Just it's like I said, it's never like bullying. It's more or less like how far can I push this? How uncomfortable can I make this person before they absolutely lose it? But yeah, I wasn't there for that. But I've just case in point, and this isn't really as much about that as it is about how silly he is as a person. The last time I saw him, I was working at Bally's. It's a gym. It was a gym chain in Tampa. I was a personal trainer. It was 2007 or 2008. 2007, I think. Or no, 8. He had just been signed, and he had reported to developmental. And he came in. He dropped into Bally's to work out. And I was like, "Oh, Brian, what's up, man? How's it going? Did they give you a new name yet?" And he goes, "No, but I fluted a couple out there. I don't think they're too psyched about it." I go, "What'd you say?" He goes, "Well, one of them was Buddy Peacock." And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah." And he's like, "The other one was Lloyd Boner." He's like, "Regal really didn't like that one." I go, no way, he didn't like Lloyd Boner. That's crazy. So he's just a silly goose. He's a really funny guy. Very underrated aspect of his personality. I think we've seen a lot more of that in the last few years. But I think that people go, "Oh, he's the best wrestler of all time." Like he can't. He's serious. He's a super serious guy. He's not. He's a gigantic ball buster.
So you just mentioned how, a traditional underdog babyface, Bryan Danielson, is a needler, and known bear in the ring, Morishima, is a sweetheart in the locker room. Who else kind of has that juxtaposition between how we see them in the ring to how you've experienced them and known them in real life in the locker room?
I mean, there's a lot of guys who are, the same in the back as they are in the ring, but most of us have a switch. I definitely think that I do. I'm a very nice person in general. I just don't have a lot of meanness in me. But when I get in the ring, it's different. I think that's why pro wrestling is so important for a lot of us. It gives us an outlet to be dickheads and to be rough, to be mean. I know after dealing with my kids all day, sometimes I'm just like, I need to go wrestling training and beat up some students right now. So I can't think. It's a cliche, but a lot of the Japanese guys I've wrestled are from culturally speaking, it's just so different, right? Go Shiozaki, for example, when he came over, it was for his first excursion. That's why he was over here wrestling for FIP and Ring of Honor. And I remember I bought a book of naughty Japanese phrases, and I would horribly read them. I know the pronunciation was horrible, but he definitely understood what I was saying, because every time I'd read one off, he'd go, "Oh no." So guys like, they're so different. Some American wrestlers are disgusting, and he's just like, "No, don't say no, please." But yeah, all that. I mean, it's just everybody has their outlets in life, and I think that a lot of us, use pro wrestling to blow off steam.
All right, let's talk a little Love Is Blind here.
Okay.
Have you watched the new season?
This season was horrible. It was like the casting.
I still haven't watched it because of that. Everybody I've asked said that.
It was like the casting directors were like, "Let's just blow this whole thing up. Let's just get the worst possible people and see what happens." And so, yeah, it was a very unlikable season, I would say, on the whole. Like, a lot of the people were very unlikable. Not to say that the other, seasons were, full of people you love, but it just, I don't know. It's a great experiment, I would say, and I found myself hate watching near the end. I was just like, I'm just being very judgmental. I'm really excited for the reunion because I feel like there's going to be some tea, as the kids say. But this season was a little bit of a letdown as a romantic. You always want things to turn out for the best, but you knew when the people picked who they picked, you kind of saw the writing on the wall.
See, I like this season because the Minnesota season was so bad and so boring.
That was boring.
That was boring.
awful.
That was boring.
At least we had like some drama and some nonsense going on. So I was like, all right, it might not work out for all these people, and certainly didn't, but at least they're like doing something this season. We at least need that, because the Minnesota season's like, you guys just can someone throw a drink? Can we fight?
I think that's
somewhere?
why I haven't watched this season, because that Minnesota season like turned me off of the US version of Love Is Blind. I watched the UK version, but I was like, I don't know if I want to watch US. I'll hear the reviews. I'll hear what everybody thinks, and then I'll watch it.
Because you want, at bare minimum, some cringe. Like, you just want that's why this season, I think that's where this season delivers, where it lacks in, people who were root for. There's a lot of cringe moments and some good lines that I will not soon forget.
I mean, people aren't going to top Leo, the white, as a watch, as a millionaire. That dude
that's
ruled.
that
dude was great TV.
ever.
Him and Brittany, I'm still mad they didn't go on the vacation, because they would have screwed things up so bad. Like, they were never gonna last, but
I think they should force people to go to Cancun.
Oh yes, that's what my wife.
Contract, get your ass on the plane.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. She's like, you got to send everybody. Just send everybody to Cancun. I don't care if they got coupled up or anything. Everybody's got to go, so we can just screw things up for people.
If you guys are gonna melt down, we're gonna see it. We need to see it. Okay, this is for our entertainment.
What other trash reality shows do you like?
So my wife, this is one that I'll watch, but I'll usually be playing my Steam Deck or my Portal next to my wife. She loves Selling Sunset. I always marvel the outfits that these chicks wear to sell houses in. I'm like, yo, that is crazy. Like that's a little bit much for the club. And they're just like, hi, this is a $7 million home. And all these dudes are like, sold. There's just a bunch of hot chicks. Like, oh, it's easy. What a slam dunk! Like, there's no. Like, here's like one dude. He looks like Ken from Barbie. So, what else do we enjoy? We like all the dating shows. Are You the One? Big fans of Are You the One? Perfect Match. Another great one. Nice. We try to watch Love Island. Love Island's not our thing. It's not my. People love it, but that's not
too slow moving. Too much going on. Too much talking. Yeah, we're the same way. Yeah.
But Perfect Match was our favorite, because you get these kids and they'd be like, it's us, and they take them into the room and they're like, you're not a perfect match, and they just be like so heartbroken. And I'm a sicko. What a messed up person I'm like, I knew they weren't a match. So yeah, those are fun. It's just like, it's like pro wrestling. We know it's not real. Like it's nobody's actually, I mean, some people catch the feelings for sure, but for the most part, everybody's just trying to get famous these days, it seems like, which is kind of why I think the reality dating shows kind of jump the shark, because it's like, come on, man, we all know everybody just wants to become an influencer off these shows, but maybe some people are actually looking for love, because every once in a while, you have a couple that works out and they stay together for years and they're still together, so that's cool.
Yeah. Are You the One might be the most toxic dating show in reality show history. Oh my! Especially the early seasons, they are the most toxic people. It's like you hear the most disgusting things, but you can't stop watching. It's like a car.
It's an MTV.
They're like this.
I'm like, this is an MTV production for sure. Yeah. And they know how to set those things up.
It's so sad that they don't do Are You the One, Perfect Match, and all this stuff anymore. It's like, bring these shows back. The last few seasons of Are You the One.
Love is Blind is the only thing they care about anymore, which is just I understand. It totally makes sense, but
Yeah, the MTV needs to get back into I don't even know if MTV exists anymore.
They stopped. The MTV Music networks are all gone now. So all they have left is the flagship channel, which doesn't even play music, which is so crazy.
Nope. And then they used to play a lot of their shows on their website, and I checked this like the other week, and they don't even do that anymore.
No, it's all on Paramount. It's all on Paramount Plus now. If you're a sicko like me, and you're like, where's all the old dating show? Oh, there they are.
Yeah. Every couple of years, I want to watch the second season of Jersey Shore, so that's why I want
to watch older episodes of Room Raiders. That's what I'm trying to see.
Oh, there we
know?
go.
Dope show. Yeah.
There's
the Black Light.
Oh my god, dude! What a horrible! How horrifying to be watching if somebody does that to you. You're like, oh my god.
What was the show Next? That one was
Next.
Yeah.
Nothing was better when somebody got off the bus and they were like, Next.
Immediately.
Immediately. Without to say the word, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah. It was like the best thing that could ever happen. You know, it was like 100-yard run or something. Like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
They kind of have that.
A lot of trash.
Oh, go ahead.
Like Pimp My Ride.
And they kind of have that with.
Yeah.
They kind of have that with the balloon popping show where they like walk up and people got like balloons in their hands and they see the person immediately walk up like, nope, pop. It's like, he hasn't said a single word. He's just popping it.
They did a live version of that on Netflix, and that was some good trash TV. Some real good trash TV.
Oh yeah, I saw the one with bananas from the challenge, and he was cringe as hell. Oh my god,
he was brutal. He was brutal. And you know what's funny too? I love when the chicks will have or dudes, and they won't pop the balloon. They come out, and then they'll be talking to them, and they'll answer 3 questions, and then just be like. Sometimes they don't even wait. They'll just do it randomly. Like, I just didn't like his pants. It's like, I'm just like, when I watch those shows, I think the reason my wife and I love watching these shows is because we're like, we don't have to do that, and that is so great. Like dating these days, forget the shows. Like real life dating it's just completely different than it was even when my wife and I met. We met on Match.com actually.
Oh, nice.
In 2011. But even 2011, it's just so different. People were actually trying to make connections on Match.com. It wasn't like Tinder and things like that. So, it's a tough landscape out there. So I feel for all my single people.
Yeah, I somehow met my wife on Twitter. I still don't know how that was interconnected.
I met my missus on Facebook, so we're all in the same boat.
Thank goodness for the internet, or we would still be lonely losers talking about wrestling all day.
But when we watch these shows, we say the same thing of like, oh, thank God I have you. These people are just the worst people in the world. Like, I can't believe this is how real people act. It's like, well, sometimes that's how they act, but it's also a television show. But these people also exist in this manner. And yes, these are real people who are out there doing these things. Like, oh, our relationship is so great. Like, these people just like picking fights and everything. That's the best / worst on like Love is Blind. And it's like, you didn't say I love you today. It's like, the
communication issues are really amplified. My wife and I talk about that all the time. It's just like the secret. It's cliche, but the secret to any good relationship is communication and being able to have those kind of conversations without turning them into fights. And those shows really amplify people's baggage. And most of them need therapy, if not all of them.
That's something we say very often. It's like, you don't need to be on a reality show. You need to be in therapy. What are we doing? It's like, I'm like, no, put him on the reality show.
If I was a casting agent, I was like, hey, have you ever been to therapy? And they're like, no. I'm like, you're in. The well-adjusted, evolved people, they don't make for good contestants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't want the people who've been to therapy. I like that casting selection there. I respect that. We play a game on this channel, Eric. It's called Partner Promo Punch in the Face. I'm going to give you 3 names, one to partner with, one to promo against, one to punch in the face. All right?
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm not going to make it too difficult, but also not too easy. I'm going to throw Bryan Danielson in there.
I got 3.
You got one? Okay, go ahead,
SP3. People that he is that he's had a connection with in his career.
Okay.
So we'll go Roderick Strong. We'll go the man that managed you towards the end of your Ring of Honor run, Prince Nana. And we'll go the man you mentioned earlier that beat you for the FIP championship, Go Shiozaki.
Oh, okay. So, man, this is a tough one because somebody is going to, get punched in the face. But I'm going to partner with Roddy. I feel like, Roddy and I were a tag team for a little bit near the end of my Ring of Honor run, and I really wish we could have done it more because I think we could have really excelled had we been given a chance. But alas, I'm going to have to punch Nana. Now, let me preface this. I love Nana. He is one of the greatest managers / mouthpieces to ever do the thing, to ever, I almost said step into the ring, but I guess that's not really appropriate for a manager. He's definitely one of the best mouthpieces, best managers ever. Like, anybody would be lucky to be managed by him. And I'm going to punch him in the face because I can't out promo him, but I can out promo Go Shiozaki because he doesn't speak English. So I'm going to roast his ass. Assuming we're here, promo has never been my strength, but I know I can take Go. Nana, no way. Because odds are, if he doesn't cook me, I'm going to start laughing because of something he says. I'm not going to be able to maintain my composure. He always had that effect. Near the end of my run when we were in the embassy together, I was fighting for my life in most of those promos. Like, he was just so funny. It was just like, the guys in Sweet and Sour. When I was privy to a lot of those, I was in the back. I was, behind the camera, just because our locker rooms are so small, it's not in a room, and they would do multiple takes, like multiple takes, not because people were messing up, but because Sweetie would make people laugh so much and he would never break. Like, he never broke. He was serious, like 100%, like in character, just doing his thing. And, they would just laugh at everything. So, he was a special talent, and it was a big loss, pro wrestling loss, a very special guy when he left. But like, that dude and Nana are the two funniest guys, full-time wrestler guys that I can think of off the top of my head. And I would never in a million years try to out promo the Prince from Ghana. I would definitely like to try my hand at getting Go, but knowing Go, he'd probably get me with something. I don't know.
He'll use the Japanese.
He's fluent enough,
He'll use the Japanese erotic slang book against
there
you.
You go. There you go.
That's another thing. He would never say anything rude. Probably like, I mean, what am I going to say to him though? Too, he's like, look at his resume.
Yeah.
Friggin', champion everywhere he goes. So what can I say to him that would insult him? But yeah, so that was a tough one, but
that was a good answer.
I try my best.
Was it when Nana was managing you, when he was cutting all the promos, thanking Barack Obama for the stimulus?
Yes. And
I used to love those. My God.
He paid for the
thank you, Barack Obama.
The jet, and like every and I know it's like the catchphrase, but what do you know about shrimp cocktail? Every time he would say that shit, I would laugh, like, because he would get so fired up too. Just another guy who gets locked in. He's just so locked in that it's hard not to watch and to not be like enamored with it, and then get lost in the moment and start giggling about something. So.
Do you have an embassy run? We had somebody in our chat ask you, do you have an embassy run left in you if they called and like, let's get back together?
What is the embassy now? There's no embassy. It's just.
I'd Swerve and Nana, I guess.
Swerve, yeah.
They don't need me. They don't need me. I really, to pull back the curtain a little bit. With the changing of the guard, Ring of Honor at that point, I really had wished there had been a little more investment in that story, and a little more creative direction. I would have been really, really fun to explore that with Nana, because he was just so creative and so just charismatic. But we didn't really get a chance to. It's kind of like, you're in the embassy. Here's just do the hand thing. I'm like, all right. So kind of an afterthought, but I have a lot of negative memories about that period of my career for those reasons. Because, when somebody doesn't believe in you, that can affect your confidence a lot. And even if they don't expressly state it, just the direction of your career, the way the matches you get and the opportunities you get makes you realize that you're an afterthought, and it really does affect your output. And that's why DPW, a company who has they've invested in me and they believe in me. That's why I'm on the run that I'm on, and I've always just desperately wanted the chance to prove to myself more than anything that I could compete at a high level. And I think that's what I'm doing right now. I've done it so far in our debut match, the 6-man tag, and then against LeBron. against Roddy, and I will do it again on November 7th against the bounty hunter Brian Keith.
There we go. Eric, we appreciate you joining us here today. Let everybody know where they can find you at and everything you got coming up.
Well, unlike a lot of you kids, I don't really put a lot of time and effort in my socials because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Don't have any merch to sell yet. Don't have anything to promote other than my next show. I think that if you do not subscribe to DPW On Demand, you should. It's relatively affordable, especially I know in this day and age there's a million different streaming apps, but if you want to watch the best independent wrestling in the country right now, you need to subscribe to DPW On Demand because they have a crazy back catalog of amazing matches, and every show they put on, especially Super Battle I think was, and I was just happy to be a part of it, was one of the best shows, if not the best show they've ever put on that I've seen from them. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe just for that show, and I think it'll make a believer out of you. You can follow me on Twitter, Erick Stevens 82. I don't post a lot these days, but there will come a time where I retire again and the hot takes will return, because I will put on my fan cap instead of my veteran cap. But I won't be vitriolic, I won't be divisive. I just have a lot of opinions that are strong, and they're based on years of experience, which, that's one of my favorite things. When I, would talk about something, critique something, and somebody would be like, "What do you know?" And then I would never do it, but somebody would always do my work for me, and they'd post my Wikipedia, like, it's this guy. They're like, oh, and every once in a while, oh, just some never has been. I go, listen, and I've said this before, and this is like as argumentative as I'll get. It's like let's bring it full circle with the sports references. Scalabrini, right? People would talk trash about him, and he'd go, look, I'm closer to Kobe Bryant than you are to me. So if you've never taken a bump, I am closer to Ric Flair than you are to me. And this is one of my other favorites. I've only had a cup of coffee in this business, sure, but all you'll ever do is smell the beans. You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, I think it's hard to walk that line as a fan / ex, current pro wrestler. You have to separate the two things. But at the end of the day, the reason we all got into this, well, most of us got into this business, was because we were fans first, and we enjoyed wrestling, and I enjoyed performing, because all I ever wanted to do was to make people feel the way that I felt when I watched the matches that made me feel something. So as long as I can do that, even if it's a handful of people, I can be happy with that.
Again, we appreciate you joining us. We didn't even get to talk about cookies. We didn't even talk. We have a fake.
I'm retired from the cookie game. Dude, the food business. No, listen, everybody's watching this. Don't get into the food business. Don't do it. Become a pro wrestler. It's easier. It's easier. You might actually make money in pro wrestling. So.
We have a fake promotion called Ring of Hallucinations that we got to pitch you on with everything. So you're more than welcome.
Have you back.
Yes, yeah. Come back anytime. Again, the link doesn't change. If you're ever bored on a weekday morning and the Bucks are coming off a victory or anything, you want to talk some shit,
or
jump
loss.
on.
You probably get more out of me.
That's very fair too. Yeah, we talk about wrestling.
Team.
We talk about wrestling maybe 25% of the time on this show. Cool. Everything else is just completely off the wall. So if you're ever bored one weekday morning, pop on, bullshit banter with us. I appreciate you. You're always very fun on Twitter. I appreciate you joining us this morning, and good luck with everything moving forward, man.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Eric.
Take care.
See ya.
There you go, Erick Stevens. Everybody, what a fun dude. He's fantastic.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, yes. Hey, everyone go watch DPW Super Battle. That's up on demand.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it went up on Sunday night, so everybody can check that. Queen Amanada's on that show. Leon Slater's on that show. Violence is Forever is on that show. And again, Roddy faces Erick Stevens on that show. Adam Priest is in the main event defending the title. So yeah, it's a really good show. So I've only seen the Roddy and Eric match for preparation for this, but I know like the whole show. DPW does so much good stuff. And
I think the card before that they had FTR and Violence is Forever, so they be having like big time matches on their shows.
I mean, we've had multiple people on from DPW over the years, and they all say it's like this is real ROH vibes, like potential, or peak ROH vibes. So appreciate Erick joining us. Really fun dude. And glad he was able to stop by. The moment, like, I saw the Bulls shirt. So when I asked about the basketball fan stuff, I was like, I mean, he's wearing a Bulls shirt, so maybe he is. But then we, of course, sports, and I knew he was a Love Is Blind fan, so I was like, that'll be easy. And then,
and he gave us a great gimmick for Ring of Hallucinations, Lloyd Boner. Just because WWE didn't use it.
I've heard that Danielson story before, that he like pitched being Lloyd Boner. I have heard that. I think Danielson has told that story before, but it's so good. I love this Danielson story. It's like, he's not a bully. He just kind of needles you and pushes you with everything. I was like, that sounds about right.
If you see something's annoying you, he's gonna try to go.
I was like, that sounds about right for Bryan Danielson. So shout out to Erick Stevens. He's been around the game for a while, and he's got plenty of good stories. I appreciate you picking me up on the partner promo punch in the face, because I had some names, but I didn't want to go too obvious with things, and you did a great job picking me up on that, so I appreciate it. All right, Joel's here for some reason. His answer with Nana was so good.
He popped me so much because I was like, yes, I remember those Barack Obama promos, those stimulus package promos were hilarious, because that was when Nana first came back after he was gone for a while after Jimmy Rave left the company.
His answer on Nana was so good. So shout out to Erick Stevens. All right, Joel, you can pop yourself on. I'm not doing it.
I mean, I was letting SP3 give his take. He was talking, so I wanted to let him say his thing.
I just said.
Yeah, you think. Great interview, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I'm here because we have another one that's scheduled in about 40 minutes, and so I had mentioned to others that I would be here, and I told SP3, hey, you mind if I pop in for the second hour? And thankfully, SP3 doesn't gatekeep the show that he's on.
It's like, I'm not in charge here.
I'll kick you off.
That's true. You would. I'm contractually obligated to be here for the interview. So at noon,
that's actually true.
That is true. The plan is for Tyler Breeze to be joining us at noon, talk about Smash Wrestling's 13th anniversary show. He's facing Psycho Mike for the Smash World title. So we're going to talk about that and a whole bunch more. So I figured I'd pop in and be with y'all for a little bit. I'm waiting on a couple things. There is a slim chance that we have to reschedule it. If I find out that we do, then we'll get that done. But the plan is right now for him to be here at noon and talk to us for a bit.
We've talked no wrestling today. So
I know.
It's been a fantastic show.
We have talked wrestling.
We talked wrestling with Erick. We talked wrestling with Erick. This is 100% a lie. Joel was probably sleeping by 11. Joel doesn't care that much. Yeah.
I went to bed about 11:30.
See.
Before the game would have been officially over anyway, because I was watching and I was like, all right, I'm good enough. I've sat through an 18-inning Jays game. I was at a game in the regular season years ago, coincidentally with that other Joel that you all don't think exists. We saw it was true. They were playing the Tigers, and they went 18 innings against the Tigers. I hated my life because concessions shut down at 7 of the end of the 7th inning. So we're there for what is effectively an extra game, and they're not reopening any concessions. They're like, no, we shut down. We're not reopening. There's no use. We don't know when the game's going to end. So no, when they got to the extra innings, I was like, I felt bad for the people in LA. At least it was, 4 hours earlier. So if they were, in the ballpark, they got out by like 11:30. So I felt bad for people on the West Coast or on the East Coast who were, staying up till 2:30 in the morning. Three.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, no, it wasn't gonna happen. Couldn't be me.
I was staying up. I did not care. Like, I'm not even a fan of either team, but like I say all the time, I like watching the best teams play. It's the World Series, and like it's a historical game at this point. Once it gets into 16, 17, 18 innings and everything, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay up. Like I gotta watch this, and I'm glad I did. It was an electric ending. I didn't get much sleep, but
it's funny because like I'm watching this game and I was like, oh man, everyone always talks about how much of a pitcher's battle things are, and I'm like, this series has not really been that, especially when they decided to pitch to Ohtani in the 7th or in the 6th. I was like, that was dumb.
They kept walking him in extras. I was like, no, this is bullshit.
Well, now they figured it out. It's because then they figured it out. They got burnt and they were like, all right, I just gotta walk.
Yeah, we're not gonna pitch you the ball anymore.
I get it, but also when they decided like, oh yeah, we'll pitch to him. He won't be expecting that. It's like, oh no, he expected it. He got it. He walloped it. So
Yes.
when that happened, I was like, nah, this game just went south and it's not good. But luckily, it wasn't like a blowout type of scenario.
Cowardly that they didn't pitch to him and extras. I'm excited for the game tonight, even though I'm not watching the game tonight. I'm not going to be able to watch it, but
You're
I'm
going to
excited
be watching Cardi.
check in. Yeah, Cardi. I was going to say Cardi B, but it's not Cardi B.
No, it's Playboy Cardi.
Playboy Cardi. I'm going to be on my phone the whole time. I'm like, Thunder are playing, Avs are playing. It's game 4 of the World Series. I don't know any of these songs. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? You know, my kid's going to be like, can you put your phone down, old man? I'd be like, no.
Oh man, we're trying to enjoy the show here.
I mean, that's fine. Like, enjoy the show. I'm enjoying my sports games.
Hey, Sens beat the Bruins, by the way, last night. 7-2.
They dominated them.
Yeah. 14 goals in 2 games for the Sens is fantastic. 3-game winning streak. I'll take that for now.
They kind of roughed
Magnolia. I don't know that song by Playboy Cardi, but I don't know any Playboy Cardi song, to be fair. But to give us like a bookend before we get into Monday Night Raw, I have another TikTok game. It's TikTok time, y'all.
Let's go.
Since Joel's here, I got a TikTok game that we introduced on True Hill Heat over the weekend. King of the Hill, which is easy. I mean, if you've seen it once, if you've seen it played once with other topics, you understand it. But it's basically we're gonna put 2 wrestlers together against each other. You pick who you think should win that battle. And then a new wrestler will be thrown into the scenario, and the winner of the first battle will face that one, and then so on and so forth for every battle here. All right? And since Joel is here on a special Tuesday, we're doing a Canadian Wrestlers King of the Hill.
Oh, I thought we were going to do the AW Women's Tag Division.
There's 8 teams.
Knock it off.
I don't. You're so many of your issues with AEW is so minute. But anyway, we're gonna do a North battle to start things off, and every one of us will get a vote. So since it's 3 of us, it's easy to determine who won the battle. So first one, Ethan Page versus Josh Alexander. Joel, who's the King of the Hill?
Whoever's booked to win.
This dude can't even do the simplest games. My God.
I can't. Jeremy would answer the same way. Give me Josh.
What are we rating on? Anything? Just like who we prefer? Everything?
Vibes,
Everything.
baby.
Yeah.
Vibes. All right, Ethan Page.
I'm going Ethan Page. If this was like 2 years ago, I probably would go Josh Alexander, but
Yeah.
Ethan Page right now, he's hotter than Josh Alexander.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
getting paid more.
I don't know their paychecks. Anyway, Ethan Page versus Owen Hart. Who's King of the Hill now? Joel.
Ethan Page.
You're a jerk, Jeremy.
Stop reading my mind.
I mean, Owen can't do anything. It's Ethan Page.
Wow. It's not about who's currently can do something. It's about who you think is better. I'm going with Owen Hart, but y'all win. Ethan Page.
You can't. You said who's King of the Hill now? I mean, I would pick Owen, but you said now.
Who's better? That's what King of the Hill is. Who do you think is better between Ethan Page and Owen Hart? But y'all are literal people. All right. So Owen Hart, Ethan Page versus Sami Zayn. Who's better?
Sami Zayn.
Jeremy.
Ethan Page.
Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn moves on.
Who's getting
Sami
paid more?
Man.
Sami Zayn versus Lance Storm. Who's
Sami
better?
Zayn.
Jeremy.
Lance Storm.
I'm going with Sami. Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho. Who's better?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
I'm going with Sami Zayn, but I don't win. Chris Jericho versus Chelsea Green. Who's better?
Jericho.
Jeremy?
Jericho.
I'm going Chelsea Green. So Jericho.
This
Chris
is gonna
Jericho.
be for you.
Chris Jericho versus Gail Kim.
Chris Jericho. Wait, are we on Twitter or is this in real life?
I'll go Chris Jericho on that one.
The one who is online less. Take your pick. Who that is at this point.
Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. Who's better, Jeremy?
Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
I hate you both. Kevin Owens. Chris Jericho versus Sean Spears. Joel.
Sean Spears. No, Chris Jericho.
Jeremy. No, you said Sean Spears. Jeremy.
Chris Jericho.
Sean Spears.
Screw you.
Sean
No,
Spears
Chris
versus
Jericho.
Christian
No,
Cage.
stop it. You know.
Joel.
Chris Jericho.
You said Sean Spears. Sorry, you can't play. Take the first answer. Sean Spears versus Christian Cage. Who you got, Joel?
Chris Jericho.
Christian Cage. Jeremy, who you got?
I'm pretty sure I said Chris Jericho on that one.
You said Chris. All I heard was Chris. So Chris.
Now SP3 wants to take the first answer, but when he picks Kevin Owens for looks and wants to change his answer, he's allowed to do that.
Let's see where this is going.
Double standards, absolutely.
At least you admit
We've been
it.
having to deal with double standards for years. This is just reparation. Jeremy.
I respect that you admitted Sean Spears.
Christian Cage. Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland.
Oh, God. I can't even troll with this one, Christian Cage. I refuse to troll.
Joel.
Chris Jericho.
Christian Cage. Christian Cage versus the Mountie. Joel.
Chris Jericho.
Jeremy.
The Mountie.
Christian Cage.
Oh, my gosh.
He said Chris, so I'll take that. Christian Cage versus Bobby Roode. Jeremy.
Christian Cage.
Chris Jericho.
Christian wins again. I'll go with Christian as well. Christian Cage versus Petey Williams. Jeremy.
Petey Williams, because everybody pays tribute to him nowadays. So he's still active.
I'm going with Petey Williams as well. Petey Williams versus Bret Hart. Jeremy.
Oh, man. I'm already getting home
this
late
watching.
tonight. Yeah, I know. She's already mad that I picked Jericho over Chelsea Green and Sami Zayn.
How's the couch look tonight?
I'm getting home late anyway, so, it might be okay. Who are my picks again?
Bret Hart versus Petey Williams.
I'll go with Bret Hart.
Chris Jericho.
I'm going with Bret Hart as well. Bret Hart versus Eric Young. Jeremy.
Bret Hart.
Eric Young.
I'm going with Bret Hart as well. Oh,
Cal-
he actually answered the question. So 2-1. Bret Hart wins.
Because he's a team.
Bret Hart versus Trish Stratus. Jeremy.
Trish Stratus.
Joel.
Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus wins. I would go with Bret Hart. And then final matchup. Who's the king of the hill for Canadian wrestlers? Trish Stratus versus Kenny Omega.
Trish Stratus.
So Trish Stratus is our Canadian king of the hill.
Yeah.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, at least
I feel
she
good about
owns
that.
her Canadian background. Kenny's like, I'm basically living in Japan, so who cares about Canada? Don Callis, woo! Yeah, at least Trish lives it.
I feel good about Trish Stratus being the winner here.
Hey, that's a lot better than the guy you were attending on winning this King of the Hill. So
And Joel screwed it up.
SP3 was so set on getting to Brett versus Kenny Omega. He knew he was like,
I really wasn't.
I don't think he was, honestly.
I really wasn't. If
Yeah.
I'm doing a King of the Hill of anything with y'all, I know
he
you're going to
knows.
give me the wrong answer. Like,
Yeah, he knows.
The answer was still Chris Jericho.
You messed up by giving me a right answer before.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all,
that's your fault.
give you
That's
any
on
answer.
you. That's not on me.
You're
That's
the
not
one
on
who
me.
tried to double standard this shit.
That's not on me. That's not on me.
I feel good about the Trish Stratus pick, honestly.
Yep.
I was trying to get Chris Jericho there, but Joel messed it up as usual.
You would have done it if not for SP3's complete disregard for everything.
You gotta prepare for these things, Joel.
Yeah, you gotta prepare.
You gotta just stay on task here, Joel.
I
That's all.
can't do that. That's
I know.
That's why I do this job.
Stay on task here, Joel.
No,
Are we talking about Raw? I don't want to talk about this show.
Apparently, we're talking about Raw.
I mean it's in the thing. I mean, it was a disjointed, weird show that went up against literally every sport imaginable. Hooray!
Yeah, Equinox last night.
It took me a while to get into the show because I made the mistake of watching Io Sky versus Mayu Iwatani from Marigold right before Monday Night Raw started. So it took me I was falling asleep an hour and a half into this damn show. I'm like, oh my God, I should have never done that. I'm completely bored by this show. Second half of the show was actually pretty good. I thought Bron and LA Knight had a good ending to their matchup, and LA Knight losing was predictable yet still pleasing. Then I thought the JD McDonough and Sheamus matchup was a banger. I thought that was really well done. JD McDonough's been great the last couple of weeks, like the tag team title match from 2 weeks ago, and then last night he was great. And then the main event was excellent. I thought probably the first or second best women's tag team matchup that they've had this year, right there with the Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Bianca Belair and Naomi match from February.
I did not realize that was the main event until the show was going off the air, and I was like, "Oh, it's 10:30. There isn't another." I thought that for some reason I thought there was some sort of like Jimmy CM Punk follow up that I missed, or that was going to happen. But I was like, "Oh, this tag match is the main event," which makes sense considering it was for a title and everything. But it was a good main event. It absolutely was. But there were lots of the show where I was just watching and being like, my eyes are glazed over. I thought SP3 you were going to say you made the mistake of starting Raw on time because then you'd have to sit through. Run it back. We're gonna run it back. I love it. Jey Uso doing the interview on the post Raw show, being like, everyone thinks I'm just an entrance guy, and it's like, now why would people think that, Jay?
You are. That was a nothing segment. Oh my God.
Yeah, that didn't get me excited for the match.
We're
at
friends.
all.
We're friends. You're gonna be.
I'm sorry. He's a great guy. He's a great reporter, great writer. But my Lord, I saw the homie Corey Brennan's tweet when he was like, "Yo, Punk's going to murk Jay tonight," and I was like, "You gave him too much credit." I was just like, "You gave him too much credit." Like no, we haven't got that CM Punk in how long? Like, why does people still think that this is the same CM Punk? It's not him. He's not the guy who's gonna come out and drop a pipe bomb on somebody who deserves it, like Jey Uso, who you could point out all the faults that he's done. He's not that guy. When
he's got money. He's got money and status, and he's married, and he's fine.
He's happy.
I did pop at the one word, 4 letters, Punk. I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
I thought he did proper trolling when he was like,
yeah.
I thought that was proper trolling, but there was nothing like literally. There's a 5-minute portion of this whole promo segment where the crowd was deathly quiet, not like listening to the promo quiet. Like, I don't care about this quiet, and I don't think that promo segment did anything to make people care.
I mean, people weren't expecting this to be the match at Saturday night's main event, and the pivot clearly wasn't what people wanted necessarily.
Yeah, we would have gotten Punk talking about, "Oh, I left the company and you have been crying about it ever since," and Seth being like, "I took the title from you because you don't deserve to hold it." We would have gotten the same promo I've heard for 3 years now.
I'm not even saying Seth. I'm talking more about the Braun Breaker stuff.
Well, no,
that was never the plan.
Yeah, that was never the plan, though.
That was never the plan.
I'm not saying it was, but they had positioned it to a point where when they had the Vision turn on Seth in Australia on Raw, most fans were like, oh, this is like we are supposed to pay attention to Bron Breakker. He is next up. He had the title around, like we were foreshadowing, but I think fans were like, oh, we should be foreshadowing. This should be now. This shouldn't be later. Yeah. This should be now. And as a result, I think some fans were disappointed that you weren't getting Bron Breakker immediately, and they're doing this whole like, you gotta wait, and you put Jay back in it. It just felt like, oh, it's Jay again. That was I think, part of the turnoff for the fans.
I think the bigger thing is that Jay is much more interesting when he's not in the world title picture. Everything that he did last night that was entertaining or engaging for a viewer was the stuff he did outside of the world title scene, outside of anything he did with Punk. It was all the stuff with Jimmy Uso, and you don't need the World Heavyweight Championship to tell that story. So it just feels like it just feels like useless putting Jey Uso in this position, especially considering the fact you had built LA Knight and CM Punk for like the past 3 months. That was the easy, like, if you're not gonna go with Bron Breakker, like I'm not saying that they are completely wrong by waiting on Bron Breakker, but there was one option outside of Bron Breakker, and you chose another option. LA Knight was the obvious choice. It would be putting over and putting a new star in the main event picture in a main event world title match for a big show. We're just more of the same, and it's just two characters that I don't think a lot of people want to see go against each other with Jey Uso and CM Punk. At least with CM Punk and LA Knight, it's been proven people want to see those two fight.
Yeah, there's something missing for those two going up against each other, and as a result, like you said, the crowd wasn't super into it. And I'll give them. No, I'm not going to give them anything. You know what? That's it. It's happening. It's a match that's happening on a Saturday night's main event, and it'll be fine. Like most of their matches, it'll be fine.
We're getting more bloodline lore. Should have been in this spot. SP3 alluded to it, but they were building the LA Knight stuff.
Yeah,
and LA Knight is just buried, losing to Bron Breakker. They don't have any plans for this man. Everybody, get off the LA Knight train. Okay, just get off the LA Knight train.
Yeah,
they don't see it.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna do it with him.
Like
4 letters.
Like when we get the promo last night from LA Knight backstage, I'm like, oh, okay, so they're giving him a promo because they're gonna do LA Knight versus Punk after Saturday night's main event. That's an interesting way to go. Then they did the backstage segment with the Vision. I was like, oh, so you're putting two guys who don't need to lose, who are probably going to be challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship over the next 3 to 4 months. You're putting them against each other, so one of them has to lose?
Well,
in fairness,
we didn't need to lose because we saw what happened.
I know. I expected a DQ finish, honestly. Yeah. I did expect a DQ finish.
Couldn't do it when you already did that earlier with the Rusev Penta match.
In fairness, it's not like these wins and losses matter. They can still give him a title shot even though he lost. Wouldn't make a ton of sense, but like it's par for the course with their booking, honestly.
Jey Uso lost 1 week before he won the Battle Royal.
I just don't think they get it with he's not their guy. And no matter what the reactions are, no matter how people feel about him, they like Punk more. They're pushing Breakker more. They like Bronson more. Roman's going to be back at some point. They like Jay more. Like that's 5 guys right there that are going to be ahead of him in the pecking order. Maybe they give him like, here you go. Gunther's going to be back sooner than later. They obviously like him. Like maybe they give him like, okay, you know what, here, sure. But you don't know if you're ever going to get there with him. And instead of just waiting for it to happen, you gotta pull back your expectations. Be like, it's probably not going to happen. Now, could it have happened? Did they miss the boat? Yeah, probably. Like they could have put the title on him at some point. This would have been something different with Seth being hurt. It's like, oh, let's make LA Knight here, and they decided they're not going to do that. I think they've missed the boat on him. It's not going to happen at this point, and I feel bad for all of his fans because he obviously is very popular. And again, I think they could have put the title on him. I just don't think it's going to happen, folks. And I do think it's a little unfortunate. Like he was hot, he was super hot. They could have done it with him. He's not their guy, and unless he's their guy, they just don't do it. And it's sad that it's like that, but. That's how the business works.
I could see them giving him a summer run. I could just thanks for hanging
That's
out.
how long we're waiting.
I'm not even saying this
Next
summer.
summer?
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying because
he's 42, guys. Like we don't
Ain't
got
got that
much
many
time.
summers to do it. Yeah.
the Hardys are in their 50s and they're the tag champions. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Jeff is
TNA.
48. Jeff
whatever.
is 48, and he's the one that does most of the work.
Well, yeah, his body is 67. So like, what's the difference?
Again, TNA. LA Knight could go to TNA and win that title. I have no doubts about
He
that.
has won that title.
I was gonna say that's something they should do is just send him back. But he's LA Knight there, and everyone's just like, "Wow, Eli Drake, it's good to see you." They'd be like, "Huh? Who's that?" And it's just the whole time he's trying to play it off.
All I will say, it's more likely next year in 2026 that LA Knight is not a world champion and that he's feuding with Chris Jericho.
Fair.
I think that's more likely.
Chris Jericho beats him too.
Probably.
Please define their guy. Not LA Knight is my definition.
Yeah, he basically named every other main eventer except for LA Knight.
Yeah,
that is what they have told us with the way they book.
But look, with the exception of CM Punk, like everyone else is basically a WWE grown person. LA Knight's not that person. He came in through the Indies. He came in through NWA, through TNA, through everywhere else. But like
Seth Rollins isn't a homegrown guy, really.
Rollins is an NXT day one guy. Like when they rebranded NXT, Rollins was the guy.
They literally just made him the top guy because he was already one of the best independent wrestlers in the world, and the main guy at Ring of Honor.
He was also in his 20s. He wasn't, coming in at 35, 36 like LA Knight was at the time. Knight's not their guy because Knight didn't get over through the WWE system. Knight got over on his own by coming back to the WWE system.
I don't think it's fully that because I named Gunther. Gunther wasn't a WWE system guy. Yeah. You can look. Cody's not.
Guys.
Cody's Cody is kind of sort of.
I'm talking right now. Gunther's a good shout. So go ahead.
Yeah, but Gunther's going to be back. So at some point, and that's why I named him. Cody is not. I mean, this version of Cody is not a WWE guy. Yeah, Damian Priest is another guy who could be like he's been at that position before. You can go back to him if you really want to. Drew's kind of a WWE guy, but he's another guy that reinvented himself on the independent scene and came back and everything. I think it has less to do with the system, and it just has everything to do with this is what they see. And they just see LA Knight as, okay, a nice guy. We can put a mid-card title on, but we're just not going to get him any higher than that. I kind of think like Sami Zayn is in a similar spot. Like, could Sami Zayn?
These people that are going online and are like going, because Romeo said this months ago when they first announced Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. He's like, Sami Zayn's going to win the Royal Rumble. And I was just like, all right, I'll let you have that. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. But then I've been seeing more and more people been on that bandwagon. I'm like, what have y'all been watching that I haven't watched? What, the 7 weeks that he had the U.S. title and was doing the Open Challenge convince y'all that much that he's gonna win the Royal Rumble? I don't see it. I don't see it for LA Knight. I don't see it for Sami Zayn. And as far as LA Knight, his booking is so 1990s Razor Ramon booking. You're a guy. You're very popular. We even would consider you a fringe top guy, but we only see you here. There's a reason why Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, is mentioned among the greatest wrestlers to never win a world championship because he's reached the heights of 2 of the top promotions of all time in professional wrestling with WWF and WCW, yet was never a world champion. You could be popular, you could be one of the best performers, but sometimes they don't see you in that light. If they didn't see Scott Hall, I don't think they see LA Knight as a world champion.
Go ahead.
I mean, look what they've done with him since he got that win against Seth, which, okay, that was a good win on Saturday Night's Main Event. The problem is it got overshadowed by Seth faking a knee injury, and then he still had Money in the Bank, and they tried to do the follow-up, but they never really followed up. They did the one match that ended in a DQ that led to tag team matches in 4-way and stuff. He never got like a proper one-on-one rematch to win or lose in that manner. And then everything else was just feuding with Division, losing a lot of those matches, losing the 4-ways, losing to Braun Breaker, losing to Bronson Reed, losing to Jey Uso. Like, he beat Kofi Kingston in the middle of this, which, great. But otherwise, the dude just loses. And they clearly position him where they position him. Could they do better? Yes. But they don't give you any reason to think they're going to do better. Dude, LA Knight, like, we gotta remember this. And people forget this. But let's run it back and remember this. LA Knight lost to JC Mateo, folks. JC Mateo in June.
Dude was regularly losing to Solo Sikoa. Like, people have to understand that the main thing, like, it's less to do with him being brought up in the WWE system, and it's more to do with part of what Joel said is he got over on his own. He got over in spite of his booking, because people tend to forget we're just 2 years removed from everybody getting upset he wasn't on WrestleMania 39. That he was just in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, that he was on dark matches instead of being on TV, and he was getting some of the biggest reactions then. It was that upswell, that organic kind of groundswell of support that made him this popular babyface for WWE, but WWE never intended for him to reach this high. This is the highest that WWE see him as, and I think that's the highest that they even thought he would reach. Because of the fans. It's not because of WWE's booking. It's because of the fans where LA Knight is.
I think it's also worth mentioning that the JC Mateo match was JC's first in WWE.
Sure, they still put LA Knight in that position to lose them.
I think they put him in there though because they knew that LA Knight would bounce back because he's one of those I'm always over with the fans.
Yeah,
but that was Black Slacks JC Mateo. That wasn't even in his singlet JC Mateo.
Well, his gear just
that's the worst variant. He lost to the worst variant of Jeff Cobb.
Well, the only reason that happened. The only reason that happened.
JC Material.
Well, no, but you see, Hiroshi Tanahashi was still washing the gear because Cobb, he had just gotten beat by Tanahashi. So Tana was like, "Let me wash your gear. I'll send it back to you." And then he just plumb forgot. That's why that match happened that way.
Well, I got my internet cut out during that. But you mentioned before it cut off and I lost you. You said the only reason they did that is because they knew he could bounce back with everything. And then I don't know what you said after that. But
it was just a joke. But yeah, keep going.
Okay, to that point. That's the problem, is they have these guys lose because they can take losses because they're still going to remain popular with the fans. It'll be okay. They'll still be over. That's the worst position to be in because that just brands you as a loser because that's how they're going to see you. It's like, yep, you can take this loss. The fans will still cheer you. It'll be fine. You just brand yourself as a loser with that.
Mark Briscoe. Sorry.
I have to take a deep breath because everything you're saying is absolutely right. This is what WWE tells us all the time. This is why I'm having an issue with the fact that we keep getting reports of different excuses why Bron Breakker is not World Heavyweight Champion and not involved in the World Heavyweight Championship matchup. First, it was we didn't want him to look weak in the Battle Royal. Even though it's a fucking battle royal, you nincompoops. You literally have all the main eventers eliminate Bron Breakker. That puts him over way more than not being in the matchup. You just fucking idiots. Oh my God, he could just win the battle royal too. But I'm just saying that is just so dumb. And then the topper is the new report of we didn't want Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed to be in the battle royal. Off the wrist, they would get cheered over our top baby faces. Oh my God, y'all are really this? Y'all are cowards. Like this, I thought y'all were dumb, but y'all are just cowards. Oh my God. Let your balls drop, Paul. You're like 65. You need glasses to drive on the street. What the fuck are you doing? Be a man, Paul. Be a man.
You're gonna cut
don't be scared.
Bron Breakker's gonna get cheered over Jey Uso. What?
Be a man, Paul. Come on, don't be scared. Running from booking, that's what I heard. Be a man, Paul.
Waiting for that.
Yeah, it's these reports are so lame. Like, oh, we want to protect him. We didn't go. You know what you do? You fucking have the guy win. As we talked about, you just have them win.
Take a shot.
Making them look worse. It's making them look worse. All the excuses. It's just like
It's not good.
But it's okay. It's okay. He's got his walking shoes on. He's walking through the dingy casinos with his whiskey being poured, and it's okay. WrestleMania is on its way. Mystery shoes. We're gonna do it.
That stuff sucks.
Was that a church pew that they had Paul's big walrus hands on? Because that looked like a church pew that he had his hands resting on in that one vignette. It's like, what? They're not in church. They're going to a casino. Unless they're at like the little white chapel where Triple H brought Stephanie to get married against her will.
Oh.
Once again, I want to point out Mae Young was the one who caused this because she handed out the champagne.
Yes,
Her and Moolah, they handed out the champagne at the party that knocked Stephanie out. She was an accomplice to this problem.
And then why didn't any of her friends there like help her and put her into the car before?
Well,
they are all accomplices to what was that assault? I don't know what you call that. It's kidnapping for sure. I guess it's
assault,
everything.
brother.
It's assault, brother. Yeah,
Assault, brother.
it's assault. Oh,
That's assault, brother.
The most egregious thing from that entire we started this because CM Punk and Jey Uso. The most egregious part of this whole CM Punk and Jey Uso thing was that CM Punk was in a hockey city and he made no references to the Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't like any of the very corporate tropes that are a part of CM Punk's WWE.
Are you trying to say that you have a problem with being alive in the
No.
city that they're visiting that week?
Isn't it great to be alive in Green Bay on a Monday night?
I said it.
Isn't
again.
it great to see people on this side of the camera? Wink, wink, AEW reference. Isn't it great that the Blackhawks beat your team? Wink, wink, hockey reference. Isn't it great? I used to be the best in the world. Wink, wink, a reference to his past run. It's like all of the CM Punk promos have those.
Just play the hits.
I hate the like every opening is the same. Like even Jey Uso did it. Welcome to Monday. Like we know the show we're watching. Just get on with it.
Welcome to Monday Night Raw. Oh my God! I wanted to turn off the TV. I wanted to turn off the TV.
If you speak French or you know any French, manger is to eat. So you're listening to Welcome to Monday Night, and it's like I'm gonna eat Night Raw. What is this? Is it a cooking show? But remember, guys, it could be somebody's first time ever watching Raw on Netflix. So we have to introduce the show and all the characters as if this is a brand new maiden voyage.
This person has arrived, and this video package doesn't do enough of an introduction.
No, it doesn't, because that's arriving to their job. You have to introduce them to the job that they do, which is talking to a microphone on the television show you're watching.
Just
not wrestling. That's why the AEW in the Office promo, where at the end they're just like, where wrestlers work. I'm like, hokey as hell, but also an accurate depiction of your programming, so I can get through it.
Just get.
I loved it. This was great. No, that
That's
commercial
cute.
was great. That was great. It felt like the ESPN, the old ESPN commercials. It was really well done.
No, I thought it was
copied. They
just
just copied WWE.
the '99 Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
basically, or all the SmackDown commercials.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The World Wrestling Federation.
The SmackDown Hotel one was the best one. That was the best one.
Okay. Yeah. That was good. Yeah, I did like the Hobbs like smashing the laptop. That was cute.
Yeah,
That was a cool.
Hobbs was
commercial.
really good in there. It was cool. It was fun.
Give him an old top
Unexpected.
off. Hell yeah.
Ricochet just being bald. That's always good. Just
Usually how he gets by.
yeah,
Always
just
fun.
balding.
Balding.
Yeah, just being bald.
So what else happened on Raw last
Oh,
night?
who could possibly care?
We told you so. We sat here yesterday.
Oh,
and
that
Rusev was gonna
awful match. No, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't good.
Oh, go
Nikki
for it.
Bella versus Roxanne Perez. Oh my God.
Oh, hater.
Sorry.
Nikki
sorry.
Yo,
Bella
I
hater
really
over here.
thought no, I'm a Nikki Bella stan. What are you talking about? I know about the greatness that is Total Divas and Total Bellas. What are you talking about, sir? But my God, I was worried when the referee puts up the X. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh damn, like what are we doing? But she like popped. Oh, I went back and watched it. She popped Roxanne. She popped Roxanne, and then one move later, drop kicks her right in the same jaw. I was
That's old school Nikki Sauer right there, baby. Roxanne's got to watch out for that. Rules. Yeah,
Oh
Nikki
yeah,
buried
that's right.
SP3.
Yeah,
That's
she
why you're a
buried me.
hater.
So she can eat a John Cena cohabitation agreement. Get out
Wow,
of here.
that's not nice.
Jeez. Even I have standards.
Eat paper.
Yes.
That's mean.
Eat a cohabitation agreement.
That's mean.
The only one who should be eating paper right now is the dinosaur on AEW. Luchasaurus is the only one allowed to eat paper right now.
I don't know if he's gonna eat paper.
I'm gonna go back and watch dinosaurs. I've been seeing clips of dinosaurs. I want to watch the show.
Dinosaurs.
I haven't watched it since I was a kid.
Can't wait until
Yeah,
your
it's been a
children start smacking you on the head saying "not the mama."
Oh, my daughter already does that.
Perfect.
If you watch In the Weeds, you would see that.
Yeah, that's true. She'll just be bursting in here and then just like
Just
hitting
pop
you.
me. And
Yeah,
then, shut up, Dada.
Yeah, shut up,
Yeah,
Dada
rules.
is different from "not the mama."
Yeah, but shut up, Dada's pretty good. She's got her own catchphrase, you know.
Yeah.
Harlem's an innovator out here. She ain't
Absolutely.
ripping off old school shows.
Yeah, that's the reason why I want to watch it, Louis, is the bleak ending when extinction comes.
Okay.
I want to watch all the good times.
What do y'all expect?
That's awesome. That's awesome. That takes courage. Triple H would never book that ending.
What do
Wow,
people expect
man.
watching this show? It's exactly. If
It's-
anything, they did it properly.
Yeah, they expect a happy ending. Come on now.
You know, and the Fresh Prince, they all hugged in the living room. Martin tapped the wall when he left out the house. The dinosaur family died.
Well,
Good.
they're dinosaurs, you know. What can you do?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Speaking of dinosaurs, Golden Girls was also a great show.
Golden Girls. What?
Oh yeah.
Well, we're talking about TGIF, man. Come on, get with the program.
Yeah,
Talk-
I'll talk about
I
Golden.
feel like Breeze is a Golden Girls fan.
I feel like they
Oh,
were all
nice.
Golden Girls fans.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah,
yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
You guys got
I'm gonna ask him, who's his favorite TGIF show?
Good. Anyone else have questions they want to ask burningly?
Joel's gonna try to talk about wrestling. That's gonna be annoying.
No,
I mean,
that's lame.
I at least have to start with a couple, but I have some non-wrestling questions.
You don't
Come on.
have to.
I do because this is part of the promotion for
Nah.
Smash.
We gotta ask him what's his secret on how he was always able to beat Woods in my GM.
Oh, trust me. I got that one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got that one
that's
chambered.
loaded for
Oh,
you. That's right.
yeah, I got that one. And really, I'm just gonna ask the party. That's my partner promo punch in the face. Is Cole
screw you, 'cause
Claudio?
that's mine too.
It's very easy. It's not like I'm
Yes.
reinventing the wheel here,
I
but
figured.
yeah,
That'll be
that's
fun.
an easy partner promo punch in the face. Yeah, I saw your super chat, Volub. So we'll talk about that. That was something I think a lot of us enjoyed was the party content. So we'll talk about.
And if we
party.
get bumped to another day, we'll keep it and we'll do it. Like, you won't have to super chat it again. It will be a question that we ask.
No,
regardless.
send more money. Always send
I mean,
more.
you can
What are we
always
talking about
send
here?
And more money.
Yeah,
I gotta eat. That's true. I gotta eat, and grocery prices are going up despite what other people are telling you.
yeah. Everything's going up, unfortunately. Everything's just so expensive nowadays. I'm going to Playboy Cardi tonight.
Oh, so you're
That's
physically going.
unfortunate.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a full review tomorrow, everybody.
Oh
Of
dear.
Playboy Cardi, because I'm not gonna watch NXT.
gonna say
So
you-
Joel, good luck.
Oh,
You're
boy.
reviewing NXT on your own.
Kind of hope
uh,
NXT main event ends in a DQ now.
I will
Well.
be reviewing Peacemaker on Thursday. Just wanted to let everybody
Okay,
know. I finally
that's fine.
finished Peacemaker. So
Oh, I have an important question for you, SP3.
yes.
Do you know who Steve McQueen is?
Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
that was the question, huh?
That was an Atlanta reference. I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah,
6 episodes into
Okay,
Atlanta.
okay.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah.
Well done. You're 2 episodes away from the first all-timer episode. Well, the
Yeah.
first episode is an all-timer, but the ban episode, that's an all-timer.
All right.
I will get there eventually. Our guest
You're
is
not
here. We're just waiting for them to finish setting up, and when they are, we'll get a thumbs up and we'll get to it. But for now, we can keep talking about whatever we were going to talk about. You're
You're not
to
gonna
Party.
watch Atlanta.
Who?
No, you're not.
You.
I didn't say that. I didn't
You
say
said you'll get to it. What are you getting to?
No, we'll get to our interview when he's ready and gives us a thumbs up.
Okay.
I know I speak fast, but my God.
Nah, I'm pretty sure you said I'll get to it.
No, I didn't say I would get to Atlanta.
I'm gonna run back the audio and prove Joel wrong again. But we have a guest, so I'm not gonna do that.
Not gonna do this live on the air. You don't want to do that? That's fine. We'll get to that shortly.
Still use the hashtag Joel is wrong because I just assume he's wrong.
Joel didn't do anything.
Oh yeah,
in this case.
I just remembered. The second episode of Atlanta is the prison one, right? When he's in
yeah,
prison.
that one's good. Dude,
oh
these
my
episodes
God,
are
that's
good.
hilarious. It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
I remember that one vividly.
Yeah, it's a good show. Like it's a very good show. I'm only in I was gonna watch some last night, but then the baseball game went 5 hours, and so I didn't get a chance to watch any last night. But I try to watch at least 1 or 2 episodes a day. It was only half an hour, so pretty easy to get through.
It's quick to binge watch.
Yeah. But
I have watched. See, Mr. Townsend, Vince Staples show. It is very much Atlanta coded. I watched the first season, Vince Staples show. It's not as funny as Atlanta though. So.
Yeah, I do. I've enjoyed it so far, and I'll continue. I won't get to watch any tonight since I'm going to the concert and everything, but I'll get to it at some point. Yeah, Joel's gonna hate on Booker T and his commentary for tonight.
Well, come on, let him. Let's see if I want to take notes on what he says tonight. But I guess
you should.
You
should, since I'm not gonna be able to watch the show. I'm gonna have to try to speed watch it in the morning, assuming I get up in time.
That's the only way to watch NXT these days. Speed watch it.
But I don't know if I'm gonna get up in time though. I'm not gonna get home until 3, and then I'm probably gonna sleep until the show. Honestly,
fair. You gotta watch all of NXT just to get the full experience. Anyway,
I like NXT.
Our guest is here, and if he's ready, we can get going. He's got to give us a thumbs up, and we'll get to it.
I don't think he realized he needed to give us a thumbs up. Now he's just talking. Hold on, he's trying to talk. Do the intro, Joel. Do the intro.
He's coming to Toronto on Saturday, November the 8th for Smash Wrestling's 13th anniversary show. He's going to be taking on Psycho Mike for the Smash Wrestling World title at the Rec Room. Go and get your tickets now, smash-wrestling.com. We welcome now the one, the only Tyler Breeze. Good morning.
Hello. Can you guys see me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I thought we were waiting on somebody else. I guess I'm just sitting over here.
I saw you at one point looking down on your phone, and I was like, I wonder if he knows, because I saw also that your mic was muted, and I was like, I wonder if he means to have it like this.
No, I don't know. I never know anything. I just do what I'm told. Sorry, guys.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. How are you doing coming into a busy couple of weeks for you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. The schedule is packed. November is going to be very, very busy heading into December. Lots going on, including, hi, are you coming to hang out? Including, like you just said, November 8th, Smash in Toronto. So that's kicking us off a little bit for November.
This is your first time working Smash, is it not?
It is, yeah.
That's exciting. So you're going to be taking on Psycho Mike. He's the world champion for Smash. Have you experienced Psycho Mike, and how are you preparing for a Psycho?
I have not, but I've heard good things. I was actually just added to a group chat with Bishop Dyer and Billy Gunn talking about how good Psycho Mike is and how entertaining he is. So I was told I'm going to be in for a fun time. So I'm excited. I'm excited to work with them, to go get up there to Canada and to work for Smash.
Piece of advice: find a way to counter the body slam.
The body slam. Okay. Keeps it simple. I like it.
Very simple.
I like it. Nothing wrong with that.
Is this a new group chat with you, Billy Gunn, and Bishop Dyer?
It's not a new one. We go way back because we were NXT originals. Billy was a trainer at the time. We are all close. We were close back then. We're close now, and we all stay in contact. So,
okay, I need more information on this. What is talked about? Because this is like a kind of a mismatch of people.
It is, but it's not. It is, but it's not. Bishop, for example, is a big golf guy, which Billy is also a big golf guy. So I know they bond over that. Sometimes they also bond over just being tall, and I am not. So that's usually a thing too. And then usually just, with the dynamic of 3 people, it's usually 2 against 1. So it's just a matter of if you're in the 2 or you're the 1.
Yeah, that's usually how our show works.
I think they're all like that. They're all like that.
That's why you got to have at least 3 people, so you just bully one person.
That's
the
right.
Entire
That's
time.
exactly right.
Talk to us a little about you returned to NXT Homecoming. The week before, you came back to do the challenge to Ethan Page. But how did all that come together, and what was it like being back at Full Sail?
It was cool, man. It was weird because it was like some stuff feels like yesterday, and then other stuff feels like a lifetime ago. Where like again, you see, Full Sail has stuff again. Some stuff has changed, some stuff is not. The backstage area is all exactly the same. That little hallway is exactly the same. So going back there was again a mix of like nostalgia and again just I don't know, evaluating everything of going like, man, I remember this, but then also like, whoa, that seemed like a long time ago. So really cool. I mean, obviously, being Homecoming, having the theme of everybody who's been a part of building NXT, be a part of it. Really cool to be a part of it. And obviously, again, if you look at the original building blocks of NXT, it's hard to kind of see that without having Tyler Breeze be a part of it. So cool getting to be in it, getting to work a guy like Ethan Page, and just kind of being back in the fold is always cool.
Yeah, how do you kind of look back on that time in Full Sail, being a part of that like building blocks of NXT and the Performance Center, and being a part of that original class, and seeing where all your peers from that time have kind of like scattered around the professional wrestling world and made this big impact?
Well, and I mean, that's the big thing, right? Is if you look at that time, it was such a pivotal time going from FCW to NXT actually turning into a developmental system. And more than that, I guess, turning from a developmental system into an actual TV product, which ended up being NXT. And kind of that underground feeling of like, hey, we knew them before they were, where they ended up getting to. And that roster at that time too. I mean, it's just one of those things. They talk about the Attitude Era roster a lot, where they just go, it's not often that you have a bunch of these once in a million talents together, and NXT at that time was like that as well, where the women's division was stacked, the tag division was stacked, the men's was stacked. And as you see, everybody kind of went on to do what they ended up doing, which is, they're all over the place, and at the top and, all over. So it's, what we were doing at the time was, I guess, very pivotal in kind of where we ended up now. And the talent that was there was just hungry. They wanted to be the best. If you weren't on that show, you were, mad and trying to get on that show. And everybody was just working towards a common goal of making NXT really, really cool. And it worked, obviously, because, NXT is still around today, and it kind of went where it was going. But to be a part of it at that time was something very special, because I don't think you can replicate that, at will. It's kind of one of those things that lightning strikes and you ride it as long as it can. And then you got to hope that, you kind of stumble upon those variables again, if you can, which, again, can take years, if ever.
This show on November the 8th, the anniversary show for Smash, is this your first time wrestling in Canada since before the pandemic?
Yes.
So I was looking, speaking of NXT, my own research was saying like last time you were in Canada was, I think it was October 2019. And that's when it was closer to your area, to your home in Kelowna and in Vancouver.
That's exactly right. So funny enough, that was actually the last time that I went and like visited all my family and everything else. Like they usually now come down to me in Florida. So last time I was there was 2019 when we had a show and I was just passing through and I got to see everybody and everybody came and watched. And yeah, I haven't really done a lot of traveling since then, because obviously the pandemic stuff happened. And then just, I was kind of, busy with other stuff, and I was just taking some bookings here and there. But, obviously going to Canada is a little bit of a longer trip. So I just hadn't taken any bookings really. And then now all of a sudden I kind of opened it up, and so this will be the first time since, I guess, like you said, 2019.
So have you been keeping track at all with the Canadian Indies, or just kind of looking at who's coming up in that sphere? Because, I mean, you came up through the Canadian Indies as well, right?
A little bit here and there. I mean, coming up in the Canadian Indies, I know how it is, where you're kind of, essentially in the middle of nowhere a lot of the times, where I never really worked on any of the bigger ones. So, when you're going to the Torontos and Vancouvers and stuff like that, there is indies there, but it's tough to kind of get any eyes on them. Easier now with social media, I guess. You can kind of keep track of some stuff. and especially too with I saw Maple Leaf popped up. And they've been doing really cool. So I've been getting some eyes on more Canadian stuff because of that.
How did and Bailey mentioned this, but how did the What Would Tyler Do start? Because I feel like you were pretty young into things as well, and they were still like, nope, we're still going to do what Breeze has told us here.
So I guess it was one of those things. Like I said, it was a pivotal time with a great roster of talented, hungry people. And we were all essentially in the same part of our career where we were all kind of trying to figure stuff out, not only try to figure out how to, become something that's marketable, something that can work, something that, can have great matches and go on to Raw and SmackDown and WrestleMania and everything else. But we were all learning how to navigate a system as well. So we were learning to navigate how to navigate the performance center, how to navigate coaches, how to navigate producers, how to navigate feedback, all this type of stuff. And so there was no real like blueprint or ways to figure things out. And it was just a matter of kind of watching each other. And even at that point, I kind of knew like when I was, at some point later on, I was going to open up a school, and I really liked coaching and I really liked training people. So, at the time, if anybody had any questions or whatever, they would come up and they would ask, and I would, teach them and coach them as best as I could at that time. But I think I've kind of always had like a knack for it of being able to translate things a certain way so that somebody can understand them. And Bailey and Mercedes were two, among many that, they would always just ask and ask for feedback and ask for advice and ask for everything else. And what we did just happened to work. We figured out ways to make things work and kind of get your characters to different areas and figure out the missing pieces to, go on and do what you're doing. So we always just kind of worked together, and I guess they liked, my advice or my coaching or whatever. And so they had a little inside joke with themselves of like, what would Breeze do? And they would even, at some point, they would go and they'd essentially copy my matches and just wrestle like me. And I'd just go, guys, what are you doing? And they would just laugh to themselves. And it was just like a fun little thing we do on live events. You know what I mean? So, it's just kind of one of those things that it was cool. We all helped each other out, and, we've been very, very good friends for a long time. So, it's that's them. You know what I mean? Like they're nuts. They do whatever they want, and I'm just along for the ride. So
I feel like they're doing okay in their careers.
They've done okay. They've done okay. They figured stuff out.
You have such like this reputation of everybody saying like you're the ultimate professional, but like when NXT first started, you were kind of the character worker with Tyler Breeze, and that character that I did my research that you came up with yourself. When did you figure out that it was working and it was getting over with the fans and everybody else? When did it kind of like that light bulb moment happen for you that this was the thing that was going to take you to the next level?
Well, the light bulb kind of went off when they didn't fire me because before that point, I was on the chopping block several times and somehow snuck my way off of there. But it was because I was so the other way. I really went away from the character stuff. I was never like, I didn't grow up being a fan of the characters and the promos and stuff like that. I grew up being a fan of the wrestlers. I liked the Shawn Michaels. I liked the Bret Harts. So I very much focused on the athletic part of it. And, fortunately that got me a look and it got me going to where I was going to go. But unfortunately, by slacking on the other part, the important part of stuff, it really kind of, again, put me in the crosshairs of losing my dream job several times before I figured out that, quit focusing on, the drop kicks and the arm drags and focus on the stuff that actually matters. And I had to transform Mike Dalton, the nameless, faceless babyface who could, do some drop kicks and some leapfrogs, and really figure out something that people could sink their teeth into. So when, I kind of was forced to get out of my comfort zone and come up with something, and Tyler Breeze was the one that popped up. Then I really kind of went, oh, like this is what you guys have meant this whole time. Like I've spent 3 years trying to figure this out, and this is what you meant. Like, why didn't anybody tell me this? But that's kind of what I was talking about with Bailey and Mercedes, where, nobody really tells you. You got to figure out how to translate this thing to make it make sense to you. And I guess maybe that's why I have such a grasp of it, is because I had to figure it out for myself first and go, how do I keep this job that I'm not doing well at? And that was where, once Tyler Breeze came around, I went, oh, okay. So this is how it's done. And then you test out stuff here and you test out stuff there. And at the time we were working all the time. We had a ton of live events. Everybody was kind of, again, a part of making everybody work. So you really learned at a rapid speed of like what worked and what didn't. And then once you got in the groove of stuff, you were unstoppable. It was like, oh, this is great. So, the Tyler Breeze stuff, obviously, and at that time was very different than, the Nevilles, the Sami Zayns, the Tyson Kidds. It was very character heavy, but when you put it in the ring, in a opener match or in a main event or in whatever, it could work with anybody. The character would work with anybody. Everybody kind of resonated with it. And it really had that hook that at the time people would go, oh man, this is like, I love this guy or I hate this guy or whatever. They felt a certain way. And that's kind of when that your stuff is working and it's hitting, is that you're getting a reaction one way or another. And they can put you anywhere on the card and everything else. And so that's where you kind of move into that next step of learning about how to, be on a show all the time and someone that they need on the show all the time. And, obviously you saw how I was booked at NXT at the time, where I was working with all the guys, and anyone new who came in, I kind of got them acclimated to the system. And, anyone we kind of needed to shove towards the NXT title, that they usually worked with me first. And, obviously Liger coming in and working with him. It was just kind of I became very reliable and very trusted. And I went, okay. And, you just slowly build advocates, and you get things, little pieces here and there, to where you go, okay, I'm actually, I'm doing okay now. I'm not in the same category as I was. And then that's when, light bulbs start going off in terms of, where you're at and where you're going and what you need to work on and how to help other people. So it all kind of comes together.
And that's also how you start posting things like this on your Instagram.
That's exactly right.
Just making
well,
sure.
And also too, man, like at the time, and I might be wrong on this, but like I was never big on, like, I grew up at a time where like we had MSN Messenger. So like, aside from going home after school and going on MSN Messenger, I didn't have like a MySpace. I didn't really have anything. I had a Facebook at one time, but like it wasn't in the era of today where like, I'd go hang out with my friends and like we were just hanging out. You wouldn't be like, hey, how do we take pictures to post? Like I didn't have social media really until I made social media specifically for Tyler Breeze, obviously, because my handles are gorgeous and stuff like that. I didn't have that. And so then all of a sudden social media comes around and it's like, okay, I can use this 100% for business instead of my personal, like, here, this is what I'm eating today. Like it's not that. So social media was such a pivotal point to work with that character as well, that, you have to kind of do stuff like that.
You're preaching to the choir because we're all around the same age of the floor.
Of course.
Yeah.
You get it.
Speaking of weird things that kind of go your way, Fashion Peaks. So Matt McCarthy, who was writing for WWE at the time, I think he was also working with you guys on Fashion Peaks. And he had mentioned that Vince never kind of got it. Yeah. And once your segment went viral, he almost not took control of it, but certainly got more hands-on. What was the impetus of this? And like, am I getting it right? What was the story? And Fashion Peaks, let's just blow it open.
It's close. So he never actually had hands-on ever. Okay. Which I'll go more in depth on that. But so we started off, I mean, obviously I knew when I got called up that it was going to be a hit or miss. Like it was, Vince is either going to love me or he's going to hate me. And, obviously in a record amount of time, he did not like what I was doing. So then it was just, a natural writing on the wall where I went, yeah, he's going to tag me and Dango up at some point. And me and Dango were cool, but we weren't like, looking to be tag team or anything else. And then all of a sudden they tagged us up and, we were essentially just supposed to be the other guys to Goldust and Truth. And they were supposed to be the funny ones. And we were just supposed to be the, the butt of the joke and whatever. Well, I guess what ended up happening was, we ended up clicking pretty good and we ended up being entertaining. And so they went, okay, we can do more with these guys. But then it never really came to fruition. It was kind of just like, we're around, but we're not really doing anything. And it was very clear that like they weren't about to all of a sudden make things happen. So knowing what I did about, WWE and just wrestling in general, where if a couple months go by and you're not really doing much, you should probably kick yourself in the ass and, get to doing something. So we have a digital media team or, social media team or .com team or whatever you want to call them, who they have cameras. They're there and they have cameras all the time. And people just don't use them. So I went, hey, I'm going to write a couple things and see what we can do. And I kind of wrote like maybe it was like a 3 or 4 episode skit of like me and Dango slowly turning into the fashion police. And we just got .com to film them. And it was, so I did like 2 or 3. And then we did the last one where we're finally cops. And we did it was like a good cop, bad cop with Billy Kidman. And it was hilarious. I was laughing my head off because Dango is so funny. And I was laughing my head off, and we just put it out. And it was just, you know, we're showing that there's something if they want to do it. And it's kind of exactly what happened where the writer of SmackDown, the head writer at the time, saw it. And he went, "Why isn't this on SmackDown?" And I went, "I don't know." I said, like, "You write SmackDown, so like put it on there." And the next week they wrote the first episode of the Fashion Files and put us on there. And it was one of those ones where they wrote it. It was hilarious. And we were in the writer's room. So everybody's sitting there. We're filming this one and they're all sitting right there. And as soon as they said cut, the entire room broke out laughing. And we went, "Oh man, like this could be really good." And so they aired it on the show. You know, it did pretty well, whatever. And Vince went, what is that? Like, why are we putting this on TV? And so everyone was like, "Oh, okay, like we won't do that again." So then I guess in the meetings they talk about like social media numbers and stuff like that. And they went, "Okay, so like how did social media do last week?" And this was going into the next week. And they went, "Okay, well, our number 1 trending thing was the Fashion Files." And Vince was like, "What?" He's like, "We had like Randy Orton on the show and like all these other things, and like Fashion Files was number 1. And he went, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, book it again, I guess." So then they booked it again. And all of a sudden it was number 1 again. And he went, "I don't get it. Just keep doing it, I guess." So he, like, whenever they would even go over the show, they would get to the Fashion Files part and they would go, "Do you want to go over it?" And he'd go, "Nope." He goes, "Just do whatever." And it was really funny because the writers at the time told us, they went, yeah, they're like, "This is like unheard of because like Vince usually wants to know everything about everything." And he goes, "He's kind of leaving us on an island on our own to just like write whatever we want." And he's not asking questions. He's not questioning it. He's just going, "Whatever, like people are liking it, so keep doing it." And so they were having a blast writing like all this crazy stuff, as you saw, where like, you know, the Twin Peaks episode came out and everything else. And they were just they loved it because it was just very rarely do you get to write whatever you want. And so I think it ended up being like 8 months. It was just doing so well on socials that they just kept writing it and we kept doing it. And to this day, I think it got canceled by accident because there was a pay-per-view coming up and we weren't booked on it. But they had a Fashion Files. And so Vince said, "Why do we have one? Like, why are we doing this? Because there's like, it's not lead. They don't have a match on the pay-per-view. So why are we doing it?" And I think all the writers freaked out and they went, "Oh God, like he hates it. Never do it again." And then like we never did another one after that. And that was the end of it. And I was like, pretty sure it was just a mistake. Like, I'm pretty sure he just said, "Don't do it before a pay-per-view where they're not wrestling." But it was wild because in that 8 months, you know, Tyson Kidd of all people, he'll talk about it where he's like, "I've never seen anything like it where like it's a pre-tape. It's a vignette. It's, you know, something that the fans in the arena, they just watch it on the screen." And he goes, "But when you see the Fashion Files come up, they give like a clap like they're about to watch a play. And then when it ends, they end." And he goes, "I've never seen anything like it. And it's by far the most reactions that we've ever gotten, me and Dango together." And it worked. It was wild, man. It was a wild 8-month thing that happened because of social media. And that is it. If it wasn't for that, it would have been dead after 1 episode.
I will say that's the only that kept me watching SmackDown in 2017. So thank you, and Dango, because Fashion Files was the thing to watch on SmackDown Live.
Well, hopefully you tweeted about it because that's why we.
I definitely did.
Was there a conclusion to it? Like, did you have one kind of where you wanted to go to do a conclusion before it got abruptly? Okay.
So I think in a couple of the Fashion Files, we literally like would joke about it and we go like, "Oh, it almost seems like we're flying by the seat of our pants here." And like, we fully are. We have no clue what we're doing next week. We have no clue where it's heading. We have no clue anything. We're kind of just going like 1 week at a time until whatever. I don't think there was never a long-term plan. Cause again, every week it was like, what did well on social? Fashion Files. Okay, we'll do another one, I guess. But they were like expecting it to cancel at any moment. So they never really had a long-term plan. It's just one of those things that kind of naturally caught on. And then, you know, it went where it went.
I have a couple here. The first one, You're an unbiased, neutral party who has worked with all of these men, so I need your thoughts on it.
Sure.
Can you be twins if you are born on different days or years, but you come from the same womb?
No, how's that possible?
I mean, if you ask Xavier or the Usos, like it seems kind of possible.
I don't think it's possible. Twins is like within minutes, or like if we go far, like let's say an hour of being born. Like it can't be a separate day. If it's a day and then a day, come on, that's two different kids.
You got to tell this to the Usos and Woods. Big E's on your side, but Kofi, Woods,
Big E's
Usos,
a rational guy. Big E's a rational guy, so I can see him having a level head. Woods and Kofi, absolutely not. This is a never-ending conversation that they would find the technicalities and poke holes in until the day that you die. Usos, I could see them, depending on the day, they might enjoy the nonsense conversation with Woods and Kof. But also I think truly in their heart they know. So yeah, I don't know. Absolutely not. That sounds ridiculous to me.
Well,
I mean
that's your coworkers.
A kid can be born on at 11:30 p.m. and then their twin is born at midnight. That's a separate day.
But see that's a Woods and Kofi thing. That's literally splitting hairs.
Yeah,
we're still within minutes or an hour here. And yes, the day changed over, but we're not like 24 hours apart here.
No,
I understand them. I understand them.
Their arguments.
Where they're coming from.
Their argument was like different years and stuff because it was the same womb. They were like, no, it's the same womb. So can you be twins even though you were born in 1999 and this person was born in 2009?
This falls in the nonsense category of like, so video games, for example, Kofi, very, very competitive. If you beat him at something, you haven't truly beaten him. Because like he counts if you're the one who turns off the console, then you're quitting and you give up. That's the type of person you're dealing with. You know what I mean? That's the conversation.
That's my favorite when you guys are playing like Kofi, AJ. They get so mad if you beat them, and it rules how
AJ's
upset.
in a category of his own.
AJ will break stuff. Yeah,
and I laugh every time because it's hilarious.
And my other question off of this, one of my favorite things that you guys are doing now is the Fanatics, like the live signings during big events. Do you and Big E like ever get pulled aside of like you can't? So here's how I'm gonna set this up. Big E told everyone Rusev was coming back. That's the most favorite thing ever. I'm watching this thing and you guys are just pulling cards. He like pulls a Rusev card. He's like, here he's coming back. And you're like, what? And then like Nikki
went above it. He said, I talked to him and he
Nikki and Charlotte will be up there like, here, there's Evolution too. And then whoever the PR person is like, we can't say that. So I want to know like how much you guys are talking to him. Like, hey guys, like you can't be this free and loose with things.
Funny enough, zero. It's an ongoing joke where I tell E every time. I said, so like, what are you going to give away on this one? And he's like, nothing. And I go, I don't know, man. I said, you're a loose cannon on these things. Like you just say whatever. And then we just try to go from there. And then even worse is he tries to like out me with things that like people don't know yet. And I just look at him like, what are you doing? Like, no, we're not doing this. So you constantly have to be on your toes. Some of them he doesn't mean to do. And then other ones, like he's blatantly trying to do it. And you're just like, what are you doing, dude? But it's very funny. But yeah, no, it's just Freudian slips at this point.
Oh, it's so because I'll watch them live because you guys are so good. Like it's very entertaining, but you have interviews and everything, so I get little news nuggets from them. But then when Big E does stuff like that, Big E's like a scoopster out here. I'm like, what are we doing?
Dude, and that's the funniest one is we'll do our show, and then at the end of it, like immediately on Twitter, it'll already have like a funny picture of E, and then like a headline of like E tells this. And you're just like, dude, like they make the funniest headlines from stuff that he accidentally says. It's really funny.
It's so good. So good.
So when you first started playing games on like Up, Down, did you ever imagine that you would be as kind of entrenched in the channel as you are? And did you ever imagine playing, My GM? You always talk about you and Xavier in your days coming up in the FCW playing My GM. Did you ever imagine you would actually be in the game all these years later?
No, I mean, absolutely not, especially for stuff like that. So like, I think Woods even, he might have said he had like the overall vision of what it would have become, but like to actually make it where it made it is kind of wild. Because I mean, the early days, it was literally just him with a backpack full of stuff. And we would just set up and he'd go, do you want to like play some games or something? I said, sure. So we just like hang out and do what we normally do. There just happened to be a camera there. And then, you know, obviously it evolved into what it was, but he was the one who was recording and editing and putting out on YouTube and everything else. And he grew that channel into what it is now. And absolutely not. We had no clue, you know, what we were doing at the time or what it was going to end up becoming, or, you know, even again, playing a dead game like, you know, Raw and SmackDown 2006, you know, which again, it's a dead game. There's nothing active about it. It's just us. We like doing it. And we used to do it when we lived together and whatever. We didn't know that people would enjoy it, let alone enjoy it so much that 2K would bring back the whole mode and have us be the spokespeople for it. Like, we had no clue that it was going to go there, but obviously, you know, once it kind of started catching traction and everything else, and then, you know, 2K was like, hey, we're doing this. And we're like, whoa, awesome. Like, we're excited about it. We don't even care if anybody else is excited about it. Like, it just gives us something new to play. But yeah, it's pretty wild but I mean, that's wrestling in general. You know what I mean? Like if you're getting into it, and even the thought of, you know, okay, I'm going to graduate high school and then go to wrestling school and then become a wrestler in WWE is a wild, you know, way out there dream, let alone seeing yourself become an action figure or be in video games or, you know, be a part of these things or travel the world or whatever. It's all wild, man. It's all crazy. Like, if you look at everything, it's all, you can't imagine, you know, where it started to where it ended, and, you know, the things that happen in between. And, you know, like this sitting right in front of me, I got a pup that I got an MSG from Mark Messier. And like, you know, it's just like these people, these instances that you find yourself in, it's just very wrestling. Everything is very wrestling. And the expanse of like where it can go is nuts, man. It's really nuts. So I don't know, man. Yeah, you can't expect anything. If anybody ever was like, oh yeah, I know where this is going, they're lying to you.
We got a super chat earlier. It's saying, not really a question for Breeze. I just missed the party content. Really hope their schedules are able to align again and for all four of them to get together. It was a profound impact that the party had during a time when everyone was inside and there wasn't much to do, and y'all were hanging out together. And really, my piggyback question off of this is, when will we see the return of Breeze Exotic?
Dude, we're trying, man. It's life gets wild. So like, you know, not only is, you know, like obviously Woods is on a full-time WWE schedule. He also has 3 kids. So like trying to juggle all of that. Then you've got, you know, Swiss on the other side, who's also got kids and who's also on a full-time schedule. And then you've got, you know, Cole on the other side, who full-time schedule. We all live in separate places now. Like at one point we were all pretty close. And especially, you know, during the pandemic, nobody was traveling or anything. So it was like, yeah, we could just hop on the computer at any time. But once the world opened back up, it was like, okay, well, you know, a couple guys jump over here and now their schedule is different than here. So it's like, okay, well, when do you guys want to link up? And it's like, well, Woods is busy Monday because he's got Raw. And then I think at the time I was on NXT. So it's like, I'm busy NXT on Tuesday. Then they have Dynamite on Wednesday. Then it's like, okay, well, maybe here and here. And it's like, well, there's live events here, or there's, you know, Collision here, whatever. So it's like, okay, we've got like an hour on Sunday night at 10 p.m. if you guys are available. And then it's like hit or miss, you know what I mean? So we really wish we could keep doing it because that's all we really want to do. But yeah, trying to line that up is I don't know, like Claudio says all the time, it's like trying to herd cats, because it's just nuts, dude. It's we love it. We love being a part of it. I know a lot of people enjoyed it just as much as we did. And it's, if our schedule ever lightens up or we're able to get on the same place at the same time, then yeah, it's always high at the priority list. We're just, you know, like I said, time is in short supply these days.
Yeah, I got to thank you personally for all the great content you guys did during the pandemic, because it was a downtime. It was tough for everybody, but like every week, like being able to watch those Uno videos specifically was like, oh, this is kind of like a highlight of my week, and I appreciate you guys so much that you were doing that, and you kept me entertaining, because like a lot of people were depressed during that time, myself included. I was like, you know what, like this is helping me get through a lot right now. So I thank you, thank Woods, thank Cole, thanks Claudio, because it helped me through some dark times. So I appreciate you.
Well, I'm glad you liked it, because again, to me, it's wild, man. Like it's just friends hanging out, playing a game. So to us, it's like, I don't know if anybody's going to enjoy this. We're enjoying it, but then you guys loved it. And so we're like, all right, well, this is just, it's a double, or it's we're killing two birds with one stone here. Like you guys like it, we like it, so we'll keep doing it. And yeah, again, who would have thought that a game of Uno would turn into a big fun thing for a lot of people. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I still quote the lot of respect. Like I'm always using that one.
We would always laugh because like we would film late at night, and then when we went to sleep, it's like that day never happened. So like we would get tweets or like whatever about like it would be whatever I beat somebody over the head with the other day, and they would go, and I go, who said that? And they're like, you said that. What? And I go, really? I said, oh, that's kind of funny. But like we had no clue, just because it was so like we do it and then forget about it, and then it just lived on.
Well, before we let you go, we have one game that we like to play on this channel, if you will indulge us.
Sure.
It's called Partner Promo Punch in the Face.
Okay.
I pick 3 people, and you're going to pick which one you're going to partner with in a tag team match, which one you're going to have a promo off with in the ring, one-on-one, and which one you want to punch in the face, have a singles match.
Okay.
Are you ready? I mean, you got to see it coming.
I'm good.
It's Creed, it's Swiss, it's Chugs.
Yeah.
Partner Promo Punch in the Face.
Punch in the face, definitely Creed.
Fair.
Definitely Creed. No, yeah, not even I don't even have to think about that one. That's he would say the same. What was the other 2 options?
Partner Promo Punch in the Face. So partner up in a tag match and promo.
Promo Chugs for sure. And partner Swiss, because yeah, I mean, who's going to beat Swiss? You know what I mean? He's a partner guy. That's 100%. Partner Swiss, promo Chugs, punch in the face, Creed all day.
Well, on November the 8th, Saturday, at Smash Wrestling's 13th anniversary, you're going to be punching Psycho Mike in the face and going after that Smash World title. It's at the Rec Room in Toronto, downtown, across from the Rogers Center. 3 p.m. doors, 4 p.m. show. Get the tickets at smash-wrestling.com. Breeze, put yourself over. Tell them where else they're going to find you too.
I mean, they can find me all over the place on socials. Gorgeous with 3 M's. I believe November 8th, I am in Toronto for Smash. I believe the 21st. Oh my God, I'm going to mess this all up, aren't I? I know I have House of Glory coming up in Chicago. I want to say on the 21st. I have Mystery Wrestling in Quebec on the 23rd. And I have AIW in Cleveland on the 28th. So all sorts of stuff coming up for November. Yeah, and then you can find me on Up, Up, Down, Down as well. Having fun with Creed. So I think that's probably about it.
Shout out to GM mode.
Oh,
there
yeah.
You go. There you go.
Yes.
Well, there we go. We appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us for a little bit, Breeze. Wishing you luck for the next little bit going on the road and having fun.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Breeze.
Thanks, Breeze.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
The one and only Tyler Breeze. Fantastic conversation. Go check out Smash Wrestling if you're in Toronto. Go watch the show. They're at the Rec Room, like I said, 4 p.m. show. He's going to face Psycho Mike. Lots of other amazing talent on the show. This event, actually, so Steve, who set it up, Steve Argentaro, he had messaged me last night. He's like, hey, here's something cool that you should probably know. Their first show, Smash's first show in October 28th, 2012, which is today, October 28th. It featured Tarek, who was known as Alex Vega, in the opening match. The main event was Matt Cross, M-Dog, versus Brett Banks. Those 3 guys, 13 years later, they're on the card for Smash Wrestling's show on November the 8th. So if you're around or you want to watch it, it's worth checking out. Smash has been around the Canadian indie scene for years, and they're not stopping anytime soon. So appreciate Steve setting us up with Breeze, and for Breeze hanging out with us for a little while today.
Appreciate Steve. Steve's been on the show before, his pal, and appreciate Breeze joining us for a while here. Good job, Joel. Good job.
Yes, good job, Joel.
Woo! We should get him again when he does mystery wrestling at the end of next month.
I mean,
Why not?
I feel like I need to know this more of this group chat with Billy Gunn and Bishop Dyer.
We need to talk. We'll talk to MLW. Be like, hey, can we get Bishop back?
Yeah, please give us the insights on this group chat.
Do a
that you guys got
75-minute
going
with Bishop about the group chats.
Perfect.
Breeze is a lot of fun. Breeze, I mean, we barely scratched the surface of his career, but you know, he's been around for a while in NXT and coming up through all of that. I'm glad he gave us more insights on that and what it was like being part of that system and everything. And then like we had to talk the party and video games and stuff. I'm glad he because it is very funny when I watch those Fanatics things and him and Big E just like say whatever. And so I was always wondering, like, do you guys like get in trouble for that?
Like,
so I'm glad he was able to.
No trouble, no direction.
The Rusev thing's legitimately like one of the funniest things ever because I'm watching this thing and Big E just pulls the card. He's like, yeah, Rusev's coming back. I talked to him and I'm like, Big E just breaking news the night before WrestleMania that Rusev is returning.
I think I was walking around WWE World when they were doing this, and I didn't catch it live, but like I just remember seeing like either you messaged me or something, and you were just like, "Do you hear that?" I was like,
the guests are so good. Like KO will be on there, and I mentioned Charlotte, Nikki, like, Sammy's been on that. Like they have like really good guests, so that's why I'm listening for like interviews. But then Breeze and Big E will just give notes as well because of course they will. But that's a lot of fun when they do that stuff. And Breeze, he has his hands in like so many different pots. Again, we could have talked to him for another hour about things, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So go watch Smash. Go watch all the stuff, all the wrestling if you want. We have anything else we gotta cover? We didn't do much from wrestling, but I don't think we need to.
Good. Who needs to talk about wrestling? No, I've got this Playboy Cardi concert tonight, folks.
Enjoy. Hope you have fun. I'll
like-
talk more about Io Sky versus Mayu Iwatani on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as well. I've seen that match. It was fantastic. Yeah, this Playboy Cardi concert's gonna be the death of me. Everybody,
You just go watch the Jays game instead on your phone.
I would like to, but like I'm gonna, you know how arena Wi-Fi is. Like I'm not gonna be able to get any good Wi-Fi on it. So
Yeah.
like, maybe I can find like a TV in the arena, and then I just hang out at the concourse all night, just watching games.
Why not? Maybe the
Instead of-
security guard wants to watch the game. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't care about Playboy Cardi. Like, yeah, it'll be fine.
Someone's gonna be there.
I'm
Just,
a little.
Just don't get too close to the front of the arena where the glass is there.
What?
On the 200 level. Don't get too close to the 200 level arena glass.
Oh, I don't know if we're at the 200. I don't know where our seats are. I forgot.
Did you see what happened in Pittsburgh?
No, did someone fall?
Fan went up to the front of the 200s, was banging on the glass, fell over onto the floor. They're okay. They're in
Oh.
the hospital, but they're okay.
Ooh,
They tell you not to bang on the glass, like dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is the glass that's kind of going from
Yeah,
the front. Yeah, it was not.
No, I know.
It happened.
but still, don't bang on that. Don't push on that, idiots.
Yeah, Louis got it. If you can get the press Wi-Fi, although at T-Mobile Arena when we were there for Mania, sucked. It was not any better.
Yeah, there's like 300 press people there. Of course, it was bad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
not.
Everyone was using
makes
that.
sense.
Well, everyone was then going on to the regular arena Wi-Fi, being like, "Is this any better?" I was like, "No, there's a media one. It's over on the blackboard." And they're like, "Oh," and then everyone was like, "It sucks just as bad." I'm like, "Yes, it does." It
I'm gonna
does.
message Riccino because it's in Columbus. The concert.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
Rick Giacchino's actually messaging me right now.
okay, message him and see if he can get me the Columbus arena. I know he doesn't cover the Blue Jackets, but maybe
might
he
know
knows
somebody.
somebody. Yeah,
Can you get Columbus Arena? What am I asking?
Wi-Fi. Press Wi-Fi password.
Press Columbus Arena.
What's
Press
I think it's
Wi-Fi.
nationwide. Nationwide
Yeah,
arena
Nationwide
in
Arena.
Columbus. Yeah.
Password. Oh,
Yeah, nationwide arena in
Nationwide.
Columbus. Yeah.
Nationwide.
Yeah, see if he knows somebody who can hook me up here. Like, I don't imagine there's gonna be like press at this Playboy Cardi concert who needs like a bunch of arena Wi-Fi. So
There's a bunch of people with their laptops out sitting in the top section being like, Playboy Cardi put on a show tonight at the Nationwide Arena.
So I
in
wrote,
Columbus.
can you get Nationwide Arena in Columbus? Press Wi-Fi password. This is Jeremy axing through me.
I was gonna message him. Like, it's not like I'm afraid to message him. It's you said he messaged you. So
Let's see if he gives me an answer. Live.
We should all message Rick. It just gets like 50 messages of
I'm just
like,
gonna tweet
why.
him publicly.
Nationwide Arena. Press
Rick-
password.
Can we get the Nationwide Arena press password?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta move my mic out of the
All
way.
right, he's seen the message.
Oh, he's gonna leave you on read.
And no, I'm guessing he's
Okay.
actually looking it up because Rick is
Okay.
that nice. Rick is a nice guy.
He is very nice.
Arenas.
We can't give it out on the air. I mean, we could. I don't think there's going to be too many people in Nationwide Arena tonight. If you're going to be at Nationwide Arena tonight at Playboy Cardi, come say hi because I shall be
Come
there.
say hi to Jeremy
And I
and
might,
ask him for the password.
I might have media press box passwords for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody be like, I go to all the Blue Jackets games. This could be a lifesaver.
Come hang out with me.
Yes.
He does not have that information readily available.
Oh, that doesn't mean he can't ask somebody.
Yeah,
though.
tell him to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Say Jeremy says bully somebody into giving it to you.
And
Jeremy
honestly, you
says,
could probably bully someone at the arena yourself for that.
Probably. That's true.
Take an old press pass that you find somewhere and just be like, good enough.
Dude, there's got to be like a website that has this stuff, right? Like
So it's funny
Nationwide
because
Arena.
maybe a Reddit
press
page.
A
Wi-Fi,
Reddit page.
yeah.
I have seen like old videos from like NHL on like the documentary series that will have it and they'll focus in on something and in the background you can see Wi-Fi passwords. And I'm like, oh, that's a problem. I should clock this for later, but it never comes up. So it's possible that somewhere you can find it. Nationwide, let's find out.
I'm
Nationwide
looking.
Arena test box Wi-Fi password.
And complimentary wireless is available, but it doesn't say anything about like press, like a press thing. It looks like they got a Wi-Fi upgrade not too long ago, so maybe.
It was 10 years ago.
Oh, it was 10 years ago. I see that now. Never mind.
I was looking at this too. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what?
I didn't notice the time or the date on it.
That's funny.
Wow. I don't know. I'll ask somebody at the arena, like, y'all know press Wi-Fi here.
Just go up there.
Someone's got it. I'm trying to think if I know any Blue Jackets writers, but I don't. So
Wait
I think
for
I
it.
get
Hold
the
on.
information.
Columbus Blue
finding it, Joel?
Jackets Media Guide 2019. Media entrance, wireless service, complimentary wireless service,
Yeah, that's the
no
same thing I
password
saw.
required.
Yeah, it's the same thing I saw.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Yeah,
I don't
think we're
trust
gonna
that.
be able-
I don't like
Yeah,
it.
somebody's got to have it. Oh well.
Yeah, email
I'll deal
media
with the-
relations.
I'll deal with the regular ass Wi-Fi, and hopefully I can at least keep tabs on the games, if not outright be able to watch them.
Just bring a megaphone, and when you get outside the arena, be like, okay, if we all work together and one of us uses the Wi-Fi, we can watch the game together on my phone. And then like 10 dads.
I think
be
people
like,
might be there for the concert.
Yeah,
nah,
that's not
10
gonna
dads,
go well for
10
me.
dads will come over and be like, all right, I'm in with you.
No, that's not gonna go well for me.
So get away, nerd.
I don't know like how many dads are gonna be there. White dads on top of that. Like
The
Yeah.
color of the skin doesn't matter in this case. 10 dads might just come over and be like, I'm here with my kid and I don't want to be here, but I want to watch the
I don't think they want to watch. I
game.
don't know. Like maybe, but I feel like this is gonna be more bad for me than good. So I don't think I'm gonna do that.
I wouldn't advise.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get out of here. That's
The
B3.
white dads are gonna beat me up.
Yeah, well.
That's gonna be
Follow
bad.
me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I will be live in about an hour over on True Hill Heat YouTube channel with Rated Raw reviews. So if you want a more in-depth review of Monday Night Raw, you can join me over there. I'll be joined by somebody, not my usual co-host, not Top Guy JJ or Romeo, but
Romeo
somebody
running from
will
the
join me.
grind as usual.
Always.
Huh?
Always. He's probably still sleeping, catching up.
I would say
from
he
watching
probably
the game
stayed
all
up.
night.
Yeah, he probably stayed up watching the game, and so he's like, "Oh, I can't do it. The game was so." Then you tell him, SP3. You tell him, Jeremy did his show at 10 o'clock. This is at 1
saying.
o'clock. Jeremy stayed up and watched the game and still showed up to his show
It's
at
at
10
2
o'clock.
o'clock today, and he still can't make it. He said
Jeremy
he
went
doubted
3
that- he doubted
hours.
that he watches it.
Went 3 hours, did 2 interviews on top of that. Yeah, let him know he's a coward and he runs from the grind. You can
I'm
tell him
gonna
I
clip
said
this,
I don't
just
care.
send it to him.
There you go. There you go.
Anything else you want to add, Jeremy?
Joel, SP3, what did we accomplish today?
You first, SB3.
Lloyd Boner. And we talked to Tyler Breeze. We got to learn a lot about his time in NXT and Full Sail, as well as Breezango and how Vince McMahon really hated it, which is hilarious. And we also talked to Erick Stevens, and we talked about trash reality and sports and being a dad. So it was a good episode in my book.
Erick Stevens hates the cookie game, but the cookie game never gave back to him.
Yeah, that was unfortunate to hear. I still want to talk to him about cookies in the future. I think the biggest thing we accomplished today, everybody, is we had 2 great interviews. I hope everybody enjoyed them. 2 different interviews, 2 different perspectives, but 2 great people. So shout out to Erick Stevens and Tyler Breeze for joining us today.
Jeremy, let's get on out of here. You have anything to plug?
I'm going to Playboy Cardi tonight.
That's a plug. We're back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Playboy Cardi!
Playboy Cardi, NXT, baby. Pop my dick, man. We'll see what we have to talk about, but we'll be live 10 a.m. Eastern as we
Did
are.
you say pull my dick, man?
Whatever he said is what I'm
Oh, okay.
I said pop my neck is what I said, right?
Oh.
Anyway.
I gotta pop my dick, man.
Neck, apparently. That. Anyway, for SP3, for Jeremy, you know who they are. You know who I am. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, drop a thumbs up on the way out, and we'll see you in the next one.